Okay, there we go. Turn that down a little bit. Last time, I think I forgot to turn the music down before we actually properly got started.
Yeah, I think that's what occurred.
2 webcams today. Don't get used to it. It's because we're playing a game where, unlike normally, I prefer to have the game be the focus and we're kind of the background.
Yeah.
Dungeon Encounters is not a very involved video game.
A good one from what you've described, but yes.
Oh, good,
Very,
but just not a...
very hands-off kind of experience.
Yeah, in fact, we're going to be... I'll talk a little bit about the experience more as we get into it. But first, before we do anything, I have to go over here.
Oh, showing the world what I look like on PlayStation.
Yeah, at present time. We're talking about this during the Lego Star Wars stream that's now... By the way, it's unlisted, but you can still get to what's now episode 2.5 in the playlist. Just
2.5. I don't know if that's an accurate number. It seems like more like 2.3.
We technically played Lego Star Wars for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
How long was the stream, though?
Like 4 hours? It might have been closer to 5 hours. I mean, we played Lego Star Wars for a little bit less than half the stream.
Well, I don't know how much.
And
of
we
it was,
tried.
I was gonna say I don't know how much was playing Star Wars.
We played for a little bit less than half. We played and tried to play for half.
Okay, that's fair. Then I guess 0.5 is appropriate.
A very quick update on other on just channel stuff in general. With that in mind, on Research Run stuff. Lego Star Wars playthrough is indefinitely delayed because I ran some further tests, and we just got very lucky when we played Sonic Adventure, it seems, because I got crashes in other software too.
Sonic Adventure?
Sonic 06. Sonic Adventure 3. Sonic Adventure 3.
Exactly.
And we are going to have to either locate another PlayStation 3 or figure out what's wrong with mine. It could just be it needs to be cleaned. It could be it needs something. I don't know what's going on with it. We'll figure that out later. We'll figure it out at a later date.
We've thrown some ideas back and forth. I shouldn't have eaten cheese before this. I'm gonna have to be clearing my throat.
I've just been.
Not thinking.
I'm very busy with work and will be for a while. And when I'm not busy with work, I probably have more important YouTube things to be doing than trying to troubleshoot my PS3 to be able to continue with Lego Star Wars streams. Not that those weren't very important, obviously. But that does just mean whenever Josh was back in town, which is pretty soon for his spring break, we won't be playing more Lego Star Wars. We'll be playing something else. We're not 100% sure yet.
Or we're throwing some ideas around.
We're talking about some stuff because part of it is where we may start whatever Joey and I's next long-term stream will be. So that has to be decided before we actually go into it, obviously. And also with that in mind, it's whatever it is, it's not going to be Psychonauts 2.
Yes.
As we'd previously said we were planning on doing. I've realized, among other things, that when I play games blind on stream, and I'm stressed out about like running the show and being entertaining at the same time, it catastrophically tanks my enjoyment of the game. Like games that I have enjoyed, I was like, yeah, that was fine. I look back on it and I'm like, it's like this nebulous eldritch thing in my brain that I don't have possession of anymore. Like I know that I liked Spider-Man PS4, but it is like slipped from my consciousness because I played it on stream. I even it wasn't on stream, but but we filmed it playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order blind. I like that game, but I think that my enjoyment of it was probably knocked by a letter grade that was my first time playing it was on the show. So I think that just reinforces what I probably already knew, which is the show.
It's weird doing these on here. It's like I usually can retain games a little bit better, but I've noticed like when I'm on here, most of the time I'm blind for a game. It's like a lot of it I don't retain first time around. So it's just I guess it's. You're constantly distracted the entire time to a certain extent. Nothing catastrophic, but it's like I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
So with that in mind, probably fewer games that I'm totally blind on. We still at some point need to do Deltarune Chapter 2 because Deltarune Chapter 1 is something that was not tanked for me by playing it blind on the show. That's all really for right now. Is that we haven't decided on what we're going to stream next, but Lego Star Wars is indefinitely delayed, and no Psychonauts 2, pretty much, period, unfortunately. I think at this rate, I want to just be able to play it and enjoy it on my own time for a change. Hold on one second. Is this remote play? No, I'm playing it with my PlayStation 4 controller on my PlayStation 4 system.
Last time on our Star Wars streams, we were talking about Glup Shido in my profile picture, so he just wanted to.
Yeah, I was just sharing what we were
world.
discussing last time. That's all. But anyway, before we break in here, or rather, as we break in here, I'm going to pause our music.
Play's weird.
Huh?
So remote plays weird.
I'm going to pause our music, and we're going to go back into my own save file in a second here. But first, I want to show everybody a new game really fast for a number of reasons, because I want to kind of introduce this to everybody. So Dungeon Encounters was announced at TGS last year and released like the second it was announced. It was a shadow dropped thing.
Oh, nice.
Right? It wasn't even like, it was announced previously, and with the release date was also the day. It was the trailer was shown, and you can go buy it right now.
Okay.
And it's directed by Ito, the guy who directed Final Fantasy XII and then died. Vanished from the face of the earth. Now, I, for one,
Walked
generally...
away in the dungeon. This was the dungeon he was in.
Generally, I'm not that susceptible to, like, stunt casting, if you will. But when a game is directed by a dead man, I have to buy it. So I did go and purchase this right away. I've put, as you can see, about 20 hours into it. I think that's the 20 minute, 57 seconds metric, I assume. It's pretty good. It's also very interesting. But in order to properly explain why it is interesting and bizarre, I kind of have to start a new game first. I almost thought I would let you lay hands on it, but I think instead I am going to keep.
This is not my cup of tea.
I am
Doing
going
this
to.
blind would be bad.
I am going to hit. Well, when I played this for the first time, I tweeted. It's like, what the? After an hour of it, I tweeted like the experience of what is this? No, seriously, what is this? Huh? Oh, that's what this is. Wait, huh? Oh, it's so I'm gonna hit go on this, and we're gonna see if Joey can make heads or tails of what he's seeing here.
Let's see the marvelous FMV.
No, this is your FMV. This is your FMV, Joey. Near a town quiet and peaceful, an otherworldly labyrinth one day appeared, and from its depths poured forth countless ravenous fiends. The lords sent their best and brightest to chart the halls and beat back the horde, but alas, not a single one returned. Bereft of men-at-arms, but not of hope, the small folk resolved to stand for themselves. One by one, they came to the academy to learn witchcraft they might succeed where others failed, that they might breach the heart of the stronghold and drive the fiends from their lands once and for all.
See, this is what we need to happen in the real world right now.
Yeah?
This is what it would take to get me off the couch, because I'd see that, and I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Why not?
That was your opening FMV. I hope you enjoyed all of the narrative context you are going to get for the entire game.
Assemble your party.
Sure. Well, that's a lot of numbers and words.
See, this is what happened with me to a lesser extent with White Knight Chronicles, where I was playing it and I was like, cool, casual, fun game, and then this pops up and my brain shuts down, and I'm like, okay, I'll pick at random, and then I realize, oh, that was a mistake. That's why I haven't touched it since. So
here we go. Party members displayed up there. List of all characters can be perused over here. All characters. Current party. Select a party member slot followed by the character on the list to add the character to the party. If the slot is previously filled, the old character will be removed from the party. The address indicating the character's current location is displayed here. Note that characters must be present in the same location as the party to be added. If a character is afflicted with a status ailment, it will be displayed here. Cool. Now what?
Okay.
So I hit the button and
you make your party get 4 people.
Cool. So who we got here? What do we got going on? Can I do anything with this guy?
So are those the ones marked out? Are they on a different floor? Is that what those coordinates are for?
Those coordinates are their Z, Y, and X positions. They do not designate the floor.
Oh, Oh, I see.
They designate their grid position on any floor. Out of 100.
Okay. Oh no.
The good news is most of these people. Oh no. Hold on, my bad. Sorry, no. That's a mistake. The Z is the floor. The difficulty is that some of these characters don't tell you where they are. These characters they don't know where they are. No, Z is the floor. I forgot. That's my mistake.
They're just chilling.
They're elsewhere. They're elsewhere. So okay. Cool. Got all these 50s. But this one says floor 0, which is where we currently are.
Yes.
But they're grayed out, and I can't pick them.
Correct, which is where I'm confused. These are some good names. These are some names I won't even try to pronounce.
Okay. All right. Cool. Whatever. Ooh. Some kind of ammunal. I'm gonna take that instead. Yeah. Why not? In fact, I'm just gonna take people that I didn't take previously.
Animal companions are always the best, even when they're not. It's like in P3, that dog. Even though he kind of sucks as a party member, I don't care. He's along for the ride every time.
So you can also hit triangle to view profile.
Okay.
We'll go through some of these character descriptions later.
I'm gonna say
Review
they
the
actually
exploration
have, like,
play
backstory.
guide.
Okay.
Tiles with white numbers contain events. To trigger them, enter the tile and select confirm. Note that tiles have previously traversal change color permanently. Events can also be found at the same location. Can always be found at the same location. This location will be recorded in your event log. An event that can be found at multiple locations. The most recent one visited will be displayed. Adjust to your current position. Oops, my bad. Displayed here. Right is the number of tiles you have mapped, followed by the total number of tiles on the current floor. Movement speed displayed here. Total number of tiles mapped on the dungeon displayed here. Okay.
Movement speed.
That's just literally just how fast you move. It's exactly what it means.
Okay.
It's just like the I'll show. I mean, it's not. It's auto advance. This doesn't even work. I can't get auto advance to work.
Okay.
Play guides. Cool. Okay, now what? Am I playing the game now?
Now go. Yeah.
How do I? Here we go. That's your movement speed. That's 4. This is 1.
Okay.
4 sometimes can be a little bit hard to control.
I see
3 is
that.
comfortable.
And
Secret tiles.
I see. So 46 more tiles to next AP. I guess we'll get there.
There's a lot going on here, my friend.
There's some stuff. I figured when you got on an event tile, it would just happen, but it doesn't.
No, not necessarily. In fact, I'm gonna turn up the game audio a little bit here just for a second. Oh, my bad. Wrong button. In fact, let's go to the composition thing, right?
Okay.
Remember this character?
Yes.
36, 32.
Oh. Okay.
I hit the wrong button again. Sorry.
So.
That's where they are.
Cool.
Unmarked, unless you look in the menu.
Okay. All right.
But wait, I just left Naga
left him
Par
there.
at that position because I can only carry so many party members.
Okay.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to our nice, convenient middle of the map, 50-50.
Okay.
I'm going to take one party member out and just put him here.
Okay.
Now I'm playing as the Beast Man.
Oh, man. I thought... Oh, I was wrong.
I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to pick this guy back up.
Okay.
I'm going to go drop him off at 50 again. Oh, he's just in one convenient place.
Okay.
Are you impressed with the technicalness of this game yet?
This is no nonsense. This is what I like to refer to as a video game.
Mm-hmm.
I've used this term a lot, where it's just you just get in, you just do the video game thing. You are not burdened by anything else. You just do the stuff.
Oh, one ability point has been awarded.
Point.
What's that?
Okay.
What's that? So when I played this, I read all of these, and it wasn't as helpful as maybe I would have liked.
Okay.
Because we've already seen most of these.
Correct.
But anyway, so equipment. Each character has a pool of proficiency points, and every item has a PP cost. Total cost of all equipped items cannot exceed the character's maximum PP. Great. Items currently equipped are equipped by the selected character are displayed here. Square to remove selected item. Okay. Battle All participants in battle possess an ATB gauge which fills over time. When full, they may act. These weapons can be used to carry out attacks.
Oh wait, this game's active time battle?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Weapons can be used to carry out attacks. These attacks deal one of 3 types of damage: magical, physical, or HP. Physical attacks damage and deplete an enemy's physical defense. Magical attacks damage and deplete the enemy's magical defense. When one of these defenses is fully depleted, subsequent attacks of the corresponding type will deal HP damage to the target. Are you following me?
Yes, only because you told me about this before.
Yeah.
Now remind me, so an attack that, an actual HP attack ignores those, right?
Yes, but we don't have any of those.
I was gonna
right
say
now.
that's
Some
that
enemies
smells
can
like
do that. We can't.
Oh, no, I don't like that.
Should your party emerge victorious from battle, both physical and magical defense will be fully restored.
But
This is
not
a
your
lot
HP.
of information that's being thrown at us very quickly. I'm
Yes.
going to explain some of it better to you guys later. Wireless controller bindings, great. Weapon
Wow.
properties, yeah, whatever. We're just going to move on.
Okay.
Look at
no
this
random
guy.
battles.
No random battles. Healing fountain. Whee! Purification spring, cures poison. Cool.
Are those infinite use?
Yes.
Wow.
Ability use will be restored.
Okay. Wait,
can-
ability. Wait, we still haven't gotten to ability.
No.
Okay.
This is the ability station. It's
Oh.
currently empty.
Okay. Okay.
This game is a little hostile.
Resurrection. Yep. Okay.
Nobody's dead. Everybody's healed, so we're good. Oh, that's not the way I want to go yet.
Not yet. That number looked red.
We.
This is something else. This is a game that is for specific gamers. This is not for everybody.
We got stores. Cool. Arms? I'll buy something. Oh, I have 0 money.
I see. Well, you've not done any JRPG battles
It's
yet.
true.
It makes sense.
I think they give me a little allowance, though. Just a little one.
Everybody came here because they're broke and they don't have anything better to do.
3 ability points have been awarded for charting the entire floor.
Yay.
Amazing.
Is it descending stairs, right?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Ability station. Still don't have any. So let's have a look at our what we got. We already did this. We're good. So what do we got in the equipment here? We got a hatchet. PP costs 2, offense 6. Deals random amount of physical damage.
Random?
Headwear increases magical defense when equipped. Increases physical defense when equipped. Fixed amount of physical damage. Offense 30. Increased magical defense. Increased physical defense.
When it said random damage and its power was 60, does that mean random damage between 0 and 60?
Random damage between 1 and 60.
I meant
and it is a true dice roll. There's no percentage favoring 60 or 1. You could do 1, you could do 60. This guy is fixed. The attack is 30 every single time. It does 30 damage.
Physical damage.
This guy's got a fixed amount of physical damage on a broadsword, 30. Well, it's actually technically this guy has an accessory that increases damage dealt to enemies. So
Okay,
he will
so 30
actually,
plus that.
it'll be 30 plus 20. So he will consistently deal 50
That's good.
with every attack.
That's good compared to what we have right now, I should say.
Deals fixed amount of physical damage, 30. Offense deals fixed amount of magical damage, 40. Now we've also got fixed physical melee single target, it says. Fixed magical ranged single target.
Ranged. Okay.
Yeah.
gonna
Got some
say,
flying enemies.
That character has a gun. Or that's not a gun. Is that a gun?
Nope.
Oh my goodness. I'm
Where are you
blind.
seeing a gun?
I thought she had a gun. What's she holding?
I think
is
that's just a
that?
sword. Let's
Why'd she-
see.
why'd
Hold
she
on.
hold it like that?
Yeah, she's just got
Oh.
a sword.
She's just holding it like a
Though I'm gonna be real with you, I could give her a gun and she'd still be carrying that sword.
Okay.
That's
fair-
just her character design.
Fair enough. Oh. Oh, we weren't even in the dungeon yet, were
No,
we?
that was the town. That was the
Okay.
Adventurers Academy was where it
I
was
see.
50-50.
I see.
That was all of that, Joey. That was the overworld,
Okay.
and it's presented the exact same way as everything else.
Okay.
Fiend Scouting. When active, battle encounters will be marked on the map. To use this ability, you must equip it at the ability station. Not right now.
Okay. Ability station now.
We can use 13 of them. Yeah, there's some of these places down here in the dungeon as well. So, this shouldn't be an ability that's just used to tutorialize you on how abilities work, because this game would be completely unplayable if you could not see enemy encounters. I'm pretty confident.
Okay. So here we go. Ghosts. I was not I wasn't expecting those, but I won't take it. I won't take it away. I'm kind of have a thing for this. These ghosts look like the ghosts from Sonic Adventure 2.
They do look like the ghosts from Sonic Adventure.
Okay, you did it.
Get ready for this music to never change.
I was about to say, I get a vibe. Oh no, he's disappeared. He's turning up the volume. Oh no, he's turning it up so loud. Two experience. That's what I like to see.
Oh yeah.
How much to level up? What is this? What kind of game is this?
Let's have a look.
What kind of numbers game is this? I should
Composition. To next level, 18. Current experience, 17 to next level, 18.
say. Okay.
We got HP, speed, physical defense, magical defense, and then there's also an equipment page that's being hidden by our webcams right now. But anywho, hold on one second. Let me double check something. Yeah, okay, he's on the second floor. We got to go down another floor when we get to him. But yeah, so what's important to understand once we get into another fight here? Yeah, great. Is if we look over at our character's stats here, all right?
Okay.
You will see on our Guy Sablanc guy right here,
yes.
Physical defense 25, magical defense 25, HP 37. So a character's HP in our party, no, don't worry about the enemies. In our party, their HP is the only one that's determined by stats.
Yeah, I figured the rest was equipment, right?
Physical and magical defense is just the number of the equipment that they're wearing, and it's that exact number.
Okay.
HP does not restore unless you take actions to restore it. Currently, there's no items in this game. There's no potions. There's no first aid kits. There's nothing like that of any kind.
See, I don't mind that because I have the brain goblins that say don't use this item.
We currently have the only magic we have is this offensive magic that I'm using here, which knocks the magic defense down to 0.
Yes.
Now, this guy's magic defense is currently 0.
But unless you hit him with another magic attack, it won't matter.
If I hit him with physical, it reduces his physical defense to 0. Now I can hit him with anything, and it'll kill him. When we get out of battles, our party leaves battles, the physical defense and magical defense for all of our characters refills completely.
Okay.
HP has to be restored manually, but our defense stats refill of their own accord.
Okay.
We haven't lost any HP. But that would be a way to do that. So sometimes you can just find healing fountains and other things like that in the floors. And you kind of, once you play this enough and you're grinding out the areas, you kind of get an intuitive sense of, okay, on this floor I have access to these things. I have access to these shortcuts.
And what I saw with the battle is when it says ATB, it's not actually time-based, right?
I'll show you in just a second.
Okay.
What's this? Wild Boar enemy profile. Physical defense 30, magical defense 27, HP 31. Great. Okay, and items that it can drop. What's this number over here? 01 and 0 are checked off. What's going on here? This determines what kind of enemies can spawn. We've walked into 2 encounters that were both marked 0-0, right?
Okay.
We don't have the profile for Ghost yet, but that's Ghost.
Okay.
The only type of enemy that can appear in 0-0 is Ghost, right?
Okay. How do you know which one you're in? Oh, is 0-0 floor?
Yes, that right there. So when I step on this,
0-0
this can
category,
only ever contain ghosts. Now, this could be 1 ghost, or it could be 5 ghosts, but it can only ever contain ghosts.
Okay, and so if that number was 01, then it could have Boar or that
and
other
question
mystery
mark,
one. Okay.
which is probably ghost, I think.
Probably. Now, question, is a ghost in 0 and a ghost in 01 different, or is it the same?
I believe it's the same.
I would have to actually like put headphones on and listen to this to know if I actually like this song or not.
It's
Is
not
it
good.
bad? Is it bad? Because it sounds kind of bad
It
from here.
is good.
I was
think,
digging it when I heard guitars, but then
It is good to hear the once. It is not good to hear for the 20 encounters you're going to have on every 100 floors, and you're going to be grinding a lot, not just going through each floor once, which is why, thank goodness, we can go into configuration and we can turn down music and turn on our own music.
Oh, wait, I say battles speed? Is that just like animations or
So we should actually spend a little bit of time in here, yeah, since I'm kind of messing around. So active time battle, you can do wait where once the gauge fills up, This is your question about, is it, time based, right?
Okay, so
or
it can-
active, which is going to make your choices quickly.
Okay.
This game is absolutely brutal, will kick your ass. I have no idea why anybody would ever play on active. That would be a death sentence. You would get your crap pushed in playing on active. Never gonna happen. Battle speed increases how fast the gauges fill up. With that in mind, if you're on wait, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Right? I just say go ahead and set it to maximum, so you less downtime. Just get through the stuff quickly. Oh man, we can change the color of the mapped tiles.
Oh, wait, were those colorblind options? Is that what it was?
I think it's just I don't know.
Yeah, those are, I think.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. That is
yeah.
colorblind options. That's exactly what that is, to make that a little bit easier to see. A lot of those colorblind options that you see in video games are not actually that good.
Yeah, so I've heard. So, back in the day, I didn't even know what it was. I'd be playing like Battlefield. It's like, ooh, I can make the objective color blue instead of orange. That's neat.
So what I've done in anticipation of playing this game a decent amount on today was just going to be me, and then at the last minute I was like, why don't I just ask Joey if he wants to come over?
Yeah,
and hang
I
out
was
and do this?
sleeping. I was taking a nap, and I woke up and I got that message. I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
I had already made in anticipation of playing this a new playlist that I can hit shuffle on of dungeon music, which is going to have some overlap with our normal stream playlist, but it's got some stuff I don't put in the normal playlist. So just kind of set the mood.
The dungeon crawling mood
Of JRPG dungeoning, yeah.
So yeah, well, it says level 1 ghost. So can the ghost be a higher level?
Ghost can be a higher level, yes.
Okay, I see.
Now, one thing that you get with this is especially because you have it paused, one of the major and the reason I say you could never play this game active is sincerely a significant part of managing enemies in this game is looking at their ATB gauges. It gets to the point where you're like, okay, I'm going to get hit by some of these guys.
Yes.
I really can't take more than 4 hits, or I could lose somebody. And losing somebody is not easily remedied in this game.
That's another thing I was gonna ask, because there was a big list of like potential party members, but
Part of it's just for fun and for flavor. You can revive down to party members.
oh, that's true.
It's just a chore to do, and you can't easily replace people. I'm gonna be real with you. There are worse fates in this game than being killed, for your party to come upon.
Is petrified one of them? It said it's petrified one of them. Yeah.
So, problem with this, it's not a problem here, but basically when I'm working with this game, you want to be looking at those blue gauges.
Yes.
Where it shows their speed stat. That's the ATB gauge filling up. And you want to be making determinations on like looking at your party and looking at the enemy's party and going, okay, am I going to have enough turns to be able to kill that one character before they get to take a turn? And optimizing, just removing enemy turns. How many, maybe you could do more damage to that guy, or you could take that guy out right now. But would it be better to leave those 2 guys alive and take out the one guy who's going to get a turn in a frame in order to prevent him from attacking? And maybe you got 2 other people whose ATB gauges will fill up fast enough to take out the other guy. So that becomes the metagaming.
So
of this.
if I'm correct, okay.
Ooh. See, his random hit did not do enough to kill that guy.
Oh, but it's still fine. This game's easy, bro. This game's easy. Look at that. You're gonna come out of this unscathed this time. Yeah, I don't mind this type of game being like a minimal assets game.
Now, I am going to abandon this save file in a second and go back over to my own in just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, yeah, what am I even? We don't need to stay here any longer. I can just go ahead and leave right now. Why not?
You can just leave this party to their fate.
They'll be fine. Don't worry about it. In fact, we can see all these guys again in just a minute here. We can make the same group of dudes if we want to.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't really know how the scaling in this game's going to go, but I did notice that those ghosts have 3 HP and DeBoer had 31.
Well, let me show you something about the scaling, Joey. Because this game is all just menus and numbers, they don't really keep any secrets from you. Let's go back to those stores real quick.
Okay.
Now, even if we had money, these things are great. You see there's things down below here that are great out that we're just not allowed to purchase right now, right?
Okay.
So let's see. This broadsword offense 30 fixed, 60 fixed, fixed 180,
Ooh,
right?
Okay. Oh, that's a lot of numbers. That's a lot of them.
Fixed physical damage 80,000. Of
Oh no.
course, that's like ending of the game.
Well, yeah, of course, but in between there, somewhere in between, it goes from 30 to 80,000.
Let's have a look at armors.
Is that just a skeleton?
Yeah, the skeleton owns the armor store. Ooh, we can get physical armor that gives us 65,400 physical defense.
So is it that armor is physical and hat is magic?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, so you could just I mean, it might not be the smartest thing, but for somebody, you could just run pure physical as opposed or pure magic. No.
Because if you run pure physical,
No, I'm saying it's physically possible to do it. I'm
oh
saying
yes, you
it's
could.
Stupid,
Yes,
but
you could run a character who has no magic defense.
You just have to hope.
So floors repopulate with random encounters when you head back
Okay,
into
and
them.
that's the other thing I was
Event
gonna
markers are
ask.
on the same position, but monsters randomly regenerate. And to be honest, sometimes because you get to know what's in these, right?
Yes.
And sometimes you'll be on a floor where it's like you're mostly fighting like 20, 21, 22, 23, right? And then you'll see 73. And you say, no, that just happens sometimes.
It's like a Xenoblade Chronicles situation where it's like you see massive Horus in the distance or whatever, level 82.
But the problem is this game gets to be part of the fun of this is a very like turn on a podcast in the background or watch a show or game, right? Which means you're just running through encounters mindlessly and you accidentally walk into that 73.
And you go, oh no!
But the other thing is, what if that 01 right now was a 73?
Yeah.
I can't do anything, right?
Yep,
Well,
so
easy enough. I just go back upstairs.
Just reset it.
And I come back down and the floor regenerates.
Okay.
Oh crud! I didn't mean to do that actually.
Well,
But
too bad. You
yeah,
done
it seems
did it.
that way. I don't have any abilities. I can't flee. Fleeing is an ability you have to unlock.
And so I guess the speed stat itself is just like
It is how fast the bar fills compared to everybody else.
So that's not based on your level either.
That I believe that does come from your level, but you can supplement that with accessories and there are some accessories and equipment that can increase your speed stats as well.
Okay.
I say not equipment because it's pretty much exclusively like armor just
Elva,
does.
that was rough. That was a bad performance.
Armor is basically just magical and physical and nothing else, which is where you only have one accessory slot of like, hey, you could do 300 points more damage on every attack that you do, or you could increase your speed. So basically, any other character, you've got to give them only one bonus on top of their physical and magical defense and their base stats. But anyway, yeah, if we went into equipment here.
Party building very interesting.
If
It
we
makes
were to
party building
remove-
very interesting, and it also helps me because it's like some people really love the JRPG like micromanaging. I like this. It doesn't give you too many options.
It's very
not too
stripped
many
down.
things that you can screw up when building a character.
It's very stripped down, and not only is it really stripped down, it's very, how do I put this? We've talked a lot about how a lot of JRPG and active time battle combat is very tedious and very like time consuming, and part of the problem is that it's just a DPS race with big numbers, right?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, you are in a position where you can like, unless you get bad dice rolls on the random characters, you can kill enemies in like 3-4 attacks maybe. Maybe it takes you 2 or 3 to deplete its weaker, because like you'll notice on the Wild Boar, it's negligible, but his physical defense is slightly higher than his magical defense.
And I imagine as the game goes on, you're going to come across people that might have 100 physical and 30, magic. defense or
Precisely.
whatever.
So you have to keep your team spec'd to be able to deal with a wide range of different types of enemies. Because if you hit that guy who's like, oh, you may say, I'm just going to, all my best equipment is physical attacking stuff. I'm just going to carry that around, right? And just focus on taking out people's physical bars. Well, when you meet that enemy that has 50,000 physical defense and 100 magical defense, like you have to be equipped for that as well. But what that means is that generally speaking, the stuff that's most difficult is when you're thrown against like 5 or 6 enemies at once, not because one of them is going to take you 30 turns to kill, but because you're going to have to manage so many of them attacking you at once, trying to stay alive while you get rid of them. But it's very understandable and finite when you have those fixed attacks of like, it's always going to do this much damage. So oh, this guy always does 30 damage, so I can always clear that bar on one turn or this many turns or whatever
Yeah,
else.
of course, if you like the rolling of the dice, they have that too.
You honestly, I find you kind of need to build half your party with like set and half your party with roll the dice.
Yeah, well, because I'm thinking right now, it's like I see the wild boar, and it's like most of the physical attacks we've seen does 30 damage. And it's like that would just leave him with 1, so maybe Elva will get lucky with his 1 to 60.
So right now I have two of my guys had ATB bars that were full, basically. So I knew that if I attacked the guy on the top there, the ghost, I would immediately get another turn with Remlazar here.
Remlazar.
And I would be able to immediately follow up. And these other two are probably going to fill their gauges before the wild boar can attack.
Yes.
So if we get a good dice roll, we can kill this guy in one
was a
go.
good dice
Well, no,
roll.
not good enough because this person only does 30, so we're going to be left with 1
yep.
HP. They'll get a turn off. And that person has no physical or magical defense. I took off all of her equipment.
Oh.
You see? I took off all of her equipment, so that goes straight to her HP.
Oh no, I didn't notice you did that.
Yeah. So you get your defenses penetrated, and that can happen pretty fast. And right now, we have no way of fixing that. We have no way of fixing her HP. Now, granted, we're 1 floor away from the top, and there's literally a healing station down here we could go to over
Yes.
there. But, just as a point of reference, if I were to go put that equipment back onto her and go into a fight, she still has that 3 HP.
Of course.
But your physical and magical defense regenerates between every single fight. So this is almost like the situation of like FPS design of moving from health packs to regenerating health. Of like regenerating health means that the developer always knows how much health you have going into a fight, but it means that winning a fight is hiding behind cover and letting your health refill. Whereas health packs mean that there's a lot more tension in a fight.
Yes.
But it can also mean if you just get unlucky and the developers didn't put health packs in appropriate positions, you can be completely stuck on a fight where it's like, well, you've got 5 HP and there's no way to heal. And, you know, what are you going to do about it now, bitch? So this is kind of it's almost a best of both worlds situation where you always know
Yes.
you have a line of defense going in every single fight, but you're like, boy, if the team if the other team just decides RNG to bully Cespar, right, or whatever, right?
Yes.
Then she could get
She's
killed in
donezo.
one go.
I was gonna say
and that's
this is
not good.
This is the Halo formula, the original Halo formula in Halo Reach, where it's like you have the overshield, but
Yeah, it's actually very similar. It's actually, yeah, Halo Reach is not a bad analogy for it. But anywho, I'm going to just back out.
oh no,
Sorry.
You've left them to their fate.
Honestly, they'll load an autosave where they never even went into the dungeon.
So they're just gonna be waiting for all of
You can
eternity.
save anywhere in this, by the way. There's no save points.
Oh,
you just
nice.
save on whatever tile you want. You can save in the middle of the most dangerous place in the world if you
I'm gonna
want
say
to.
you can screw yourself if you want. Can you?
Now they auto-saved, I think, before they auto-saved either coming onto the floor or before that last fight. I'm not sure.
Now can you save Can you save in more? What's the word? Rotate saves. Can you do that?
You can. I'm not sure they're I mean, actually, no, I don't think you can. I'm not sure if you can rotate saves.
Oh, those are big numbers. Oh, you got somebody with a multi-hit, it seems.
Yes. Now these guys, you'll notice, are all high 30s, and I'm on the first floor
Of
right
course. Literally impossible to lose.
now. It'd be very difficult. You can see my numbers. They're quite large.
They're
You'll also
very
notice
big.
their HPs
It's
are all
also
pretty similar to
very big.
Their HPs are pretty similar to one another, but their physical and magical defenses are not necessarily consistent. Because it's like, I've got, for that bottom lady there, I've got
You got her,
one
you giving her the
really
good
nice
stuff.
piece of armor for physical defense that I can't give to everybody else. It's not available for me to purchase right now, or I don't have the money. One of the two. I don't know for sure. Now, just as a point of reference, I'm going to go back upstairs.
Okay, teleporters.
Every, once you get to the, 19th, the 11th, the 21st, the 20, whatever. Once you get to those, 10, floor 29. Once you get to 9, once you get to 19, once you get to 29, you find a teleporter in addition to stairwell down to the next 10 floors, right?
Okay.
And the aesthetic changes every 10 floors, too. We had the kind of desert. We have the desert here. We had we had the underworld before. We've skipped
Yeah, it's like
past.
magma, kind
We've
of.
skipped past the Elysian Field or something that they're called, which is like a big just open green space.
Okay.
If we go down, we're here now in the volcano world.
Oh no.
What am I even running right now? Because I haven't played this in a hot minute. Let's see. What do you got?
You're in the world of the Modern Warfare 2. You've taken too much damage screen.
Oh yeah, the jelly screen for sure. Yeah, so here we've got ranged weapon, fixed amount of physical damage, fixed amount of magical damage.
Okay, I have a question because
Sure.
it's not been covered yet. Differences between ranged and not ranged.
Pretty much just flying enemies. Sometimes you hit flying enemies that you just can't reach
so
with
you can't
melee
hit 'em
weapons.
with melee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Magical can reach, and crossbows and bow and arrows can reach.
I imagine the difference is that bows generally will do less damage.
No. Some of the
No?
bows are the best weapons in the game.
So, okay, so just
Now, you'll notice here, all these guys, 0 magical defense.
okay.
But a decent amount of HP, right? So it's like if I'm not carrying good magical stuff, then I can't deal with them. I could run into a similar enemy with no physical defense and a lot of HP, right? So you kind of have to be spec'd for whatever. Or you have to be paying very close attention to all the little letters on the grids and changing your equipment every time, but that's not feasible, especially because you're gonna hit numbers you don't know what they are.
Exactly.
But I have here Malaflux 6, which I forget if this is random or fixed. I don't remember.
I guess we'll find out.
Doesn't matter. If it hits, by that high, it's got to be random. Yeah, it's random, but it still hit and killed that guy in one
Yep.
go.
Now can attacks miss?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, unless like there's like a status effect or whatever that's like evasiveness or like enemy. There might be like an enemy can turn invisible thing. I don't remember.
Okay. But just in general, if you tell them to hit, they're gonna hit.
Ninja Bunny says melee and range attacks is kind of needless. I don't disagree. It's an extra layer the game did not necessarily need.
Because that's what I was thinking is if bows and crossbows are just as good as ranged, but are as melee, but have, can hit everything. My immediate thought is that melee would kind of fall to the wayside as time goes on. Yeah, these do have some chunky HPs at this point.
And you'll notice that person just did enough damage to one of our guys to almost get rid of all of her physical defense in one
Yeah.
go. But that other guy up there, the second from the top, he is taking more chip damage to his magical defense. Because the enemy also has fixed damage attacks and random damage attacks.
Okay, fun. That's what I like. I say the battle JPEG has changed as well.
Yes, the battle JPEG changes depending on which 10 floors you're on.
So, is there 100 floors in this?
There's 100 floors in this game, yes.
100 floors. Okay. Are there boss fights
Uh,
that you've encountered?
I haven't encountered unique enemies that cannot be encountered again.
Okay.
I have encountered enemies that are bosses, probably, and then fought them again.
Of course.
But anywho, just to give you a look at what the numbers look like later on. Not that it's super duper terribly important, but my plan for today is essentially to train a B team. So we are going to start from floor 1, but I don't get any of the tutorials and stuff's already filled in if I don't make a new save file.
Okay. Now, if you're getting a team built up, can you just give them the good equipment, or is
That is limited based on their proficiency points.
Oh yes, they come back again.
And proficiency points are based on your level. So you cannot equip the best stuff unless you are a high enough level.
But you can give them good stuff if you have it.
And frankly, by the way, if I'm hitting O right now, I can't leave this screen if there's no one in my party because I can't move around on the grid if there's no one in my party.
So what happens? What happens if you game over, or what happens if everybody beats?
I
it?
haven't seen a true game over in this. So
Oh,
because
he's so good at video games.
No, just because I'm very careful.
Is that Babushka? Gracia wandering? Okay, no, she's a little bit younger. I thought it was a little like a Russian granny.
We may pick up these two characters today, actually, as part of my.
Does he have headphones on?
Yes, he does.
What on earth?
So if we go ahead, let's pop open some character profiles here.
Okay.
There's a place, legend states, where one's most fervent desires and fantastic dreams can be realized. A place where impossibility dies and imagination is the sole limitation. A place of power divine. Hold on, just because if we're gonna be sitting here reading all these, I'm gonna move us over, or rather, I'm gonna move the screen over so people can actually read along. There's just gonna be a big, ugly black space above us for a few minutes. Don't worry about it.
Don't focus on that.
He has dedicated his life to learning the truth of this tale, a quest which has led him to the labyrinth. Its denizens deter him not. Indeed, their presence suggests secrets worthy of discovery. Should the place exist, and should he find it within, what wishes will he seek granted? Now, unless you beat the game and you get an epilogue of like your final party's stuff or
Right.
whatever, that the opening 2 paragraphs and these character descriptions is all the flavor you get.
Okay.
And after that, it's like you can treat it as just a strictly mechanical experience, or it can be in your head. You can do whatever you want.
You are only limited by imagination at that point.
The armlet had belonged to her brother. Proof of the seventh expedition was lost, the runner claimed, but she shook her head and claimed that they were wrong, not in desperate denial, but quiet certainty. He lives and needs my help. Bearing her brother's armlet, she left her home and headed towards the academy.
Okay.
Money. That was the solution. For a woman married to a struggling artist with twins to feed, at least. Of course, when she arrived at the shop for her first day of work, she found it boarded up. Clearly, she was not the only one struggling to make ends meet. With a sigh, she turned to start back home, only for a faded handbill to catch her eye. Labyrinth, monsters, money. Aye, there was the magic word. The academy had little equipment to spare, but it would suffice. After all, she was an adventurer now. If we slap her in the lead. I love her design.
A big shield and a backpack.
I think, if I need to go in configuration again. Isn't there, like, can I be more zoomed in? Oh, I remember what I've done wrong. Hold on. Ability station. Later on, this is valuable to be able to just see a larger portion of the map. I'll turn it off right now so we can get a little bit closer.
Okay. That's a lot of abilities.
Oh, yeah. Remember when that menu had nothing in it?
Okay, so how do you get...
You know what? For now, I'm going to leave this off just so we can see, any characters we want to have a look at.
Uses? Hang on.
Say again?
Uses?
Oh, yeah, limited uses.
Oh, no.
Do you remember this Adventurer's Rest restores abilities used? So we're skipping ahead a little bit. Where is it? Here's Restoration. Heal a single party member, right?
Okay.
Uses 5, cost 5. So this saps away your party's this saps away. You have a total the cost is your ability points on the top. How many abilities you can equip. Uses is total number of uses you have. Until you find one of these down in the dungeon, you can use the heal move 5 times.
Oh, goody.
You can use the resurrection move 5 times. You can in the middle of battle rejuvenate physical or magical defense 7 times each if you have them equipped.
Oh, okay.
Anywho. Oh man, the Cloister of Trials. This is perfect for what we're doing right now. Did I finish on her? Yeah, after all, she was an adventurer now. Though born into a family of a proud military tradition, he is resolved to defy their expectations. He withdrew from the world, believing it better to bury himself in books than be bound by duty and honor. Let others fight the world's wars. Then the fiends came, claiming his parents and his beloved sister. Innocent lives snuffed out in an instant like so many others. Yet painful as those losses were, nothing could prepare him for the sight of his closest confidant, I always mess up the pronunciation of this, the Shirik. It's a type of bird.
Yes.
It's a bird. And what remained of her. She was babbling and bewildered when Guy Sablunk, this dude,
that fella.
discovered her outside the academy walls. After an examination, the healers proclaimed her to be in good health, but added that her memories were unlikely to return. She could recall nothing of her past, so the rector touched her shoulder and named her Cesper. Staring at her hands, she nodded, and after a time she turned to him, her eyes brimming with tears. The labyrinth, what was taken from me, I think I may find it there. So all these guys are basically statistically identical. They will the same thing. So just pick the character design that you like and the backstory that you like and what you want to go with.
Just go with it.
When the winds howl at night, the rector often dreams of the daughter taken from him in the war. She was but a child, and he had taught her to run and hide. And if he had taught her to run and hide, it might have been different. The tragedy of her loss drove him to found the academy, so men and women from all walks of life might find the strength to defend those whom they hold dear. He has seen many off to battle, but senses the day draws near where he must take up arms. He himself must take up arms. In truth, part of him yearns for it.
Dr. Strange over here.
Years and years ago, the Royal Institute conducted a survey of a distant land far beyond the frontier. There, in a ruin believed to be tens of thousands of years old, the scholars made an unprecedented discovery. They found a survivor, seemingly lifeless but unmarred by time. When the church attempted to find
What happened?
I don't know. Do you lose picture over there or not?
On the main screen?
Yeah.
No.
I just lost picture over here on my TV for some reason. I don't know.
That's
Okay.
weird.
Whatever. It's okay. We're good. Church attempted to find and subsequent attempts to reanimate it, the scholars claimed ignorance. Nevertheless, the institute was closed. Rumor has it, however, that the Beast Man escaped. So they found a body that was perfectly preserved, and
They're
they couldn't resuscitate it. But then, what happened to
he
it?
got resuscitated.
What happened to it?
He just woke up.
He just woke up.
It's crazy.
He followed Nutella?
Nutella?
Is that another character in here? There it
Hold
is.
on, hang on.
There's Nutella.
What the heck?
Hey, a lot of characters in this. He followed Nutella over earth and water for blood.
Ooh.
He had a long journey fraught with peril and death, but his wounds healed, his thews thickened, and his resolve deepened. The life I have been given belongs not to me. I offer it in honor of my home. He held the stone of midnight to his breast and whispered a prayer to his ancestors. That's all you get.
These are literally like D&D characters.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's literally, here's my backstory, DM, figure it out.
Yeah.
How's it going to play into the story?
Yeah, and it's like, this is going to drive some people up the wall, and for other people, it's like, oh, this is just what I wanted.
Great. Because literally, like you said, just pick the ones you want and figure it out in your head.
Formerly a maidservant to a wealthy household, she suffered terribly at the hands of her masters. Her circumstances changed dramatically when one day a fire ravaged the estate. She watched from afar with a smile.
I like this
She has
lady.
since developed a passion for weapons and a collection thereof. The labyrinth doubtless holds many, so she came to the academy in hopes of joining the next expedition. I haven't actually looked at some of these people on the map, so I don't know what some of their designs look like. Yeah, she's got a decent number of weapons there.
Yeah. Yeah, I really do like the simple motivations. I like, oh man, I can get money? Sick. Oh, I like weapons.
Oh no, she's the best. She's the Chad of the cast for sure.
She looks like that girl from WarioWare, like grown up.
Let's see.
Oh, we got
Bogdanovich,
this is the weeaboo D&D character.
He's out. He's the first. He's a wandering guy that you can find. He is on the second floor.
Okay.
He's not available to you on. Remember how we found this lady?
Yes.
Quotation marks outside the walls with amnesia.
Uh-huh.
We had to go up to the secret block up above us.
Yes.
Right. This guy is similarly, you have to look at his grid designation and find him on the second floor in order to
Okay.
recruit him. The old man was once regarded as a legendary warrior, bold and brave and without peer in battle. Alas, in the last great campaign, he failed to acquit himself, for a time is the conqueror of all heroes, even one such as he. So it was that he retired to the shade, to count his scars and think on more glorious days, until the labyrinth appeared with the promise of a final grand adventure, a story to eclipse them all. So this dude's only like level 3, I think, or level 2 when you find him, or like 4, the low level,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
The reason that his level's so high now is because at one point I temporarily lost one of my core party members, who are these 4 up here, and I needed a replacement. Since then, I have not had such need.
Okay.
So he's still pretty low level. Her mother was at wit's end. She took her child to the city and sought wisdom and salvation of a healer. To learn why the poor girl could no longer distinguish fantasy from reality. I promised Valtro we would meet again, she pleaded. I promised I would help him look for his treasure. He can't find it alone. When at last the woman understood it mattered not, that to love was to listen and to accept and to believe, on that fateful morning, her daughter was nowhere to be found. Her daughter's speaking of imaginary people and is delusional, and the day that she realizes, the day the mom realizes, I should just accept and get over this. The daughter has disappeared. Now, it says her mother, her child. Is this the mom? Is this the child? I don't know.
Play the game and find out.
I don't think we're gonna find
Pay
out.
for the secret backstory. The secret backstory.
I think since it says her mother, I think we are assumed to assume that this is in fact a child.
Yes.
Especially because I think
Oh no, the Zoomer's knocked out.
there it is, Valstro.
Oh.
You know, the fantasy person that she's supposedly looking for
Ah. I see.
is a dragon who's petrified somewhere. We'll come back to the dragon in a minute. So I think that is the daughter who slipped away in the night.
Yes, and next is the knocked out Zoomer.
Yes, the knocked out Zoomer. When he donned a headset, he believed it would transport him to
No.
a world entirely unlike his own.
Oh no.
Indeed, when he opened his eyes, he found himself in a land of magic and monsters and death. An incredibly immersive game is how he perceives it still, wholly unaware of the terrible truth. Hold on. That should he perish here, he will not return home.
Oh,
if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Oh, that's good. I like it.
She had grown tired of waiting, for the curious riddles found throughout the labyrinth fascinated her. Indeed, she believed them ideal material for the royal news sheets, but insisted that she be allowed to look on them with her own eyes. Her petition was granted, and she was permitted to join an expedition as an observer. Ill-prepared for the adventure, however, she struggled and soon fell behind, and before she knew it, she was alone. Her only hope for survival may lie in the cryptic messages and guidance they can provide. So, just as a point of reference, you see these guys are designated wandering, right?
Yes.
You'll notice that there is not a grid designation for them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I gotta throw at least one person in my party. Hold on. I gotta run over to the ability station real quick. So, where is it? Where's the
Wanderer
ability?
tracking.
Wanderer tracking. Infinite uses costs 8 to have equipped.
Okay.
Oh, crap, it's not displaying right now. Here, I'll just pop into a dungeon real quick. I'll
Okay.
pop down into the dungeon. I'll take a quick sojourn into the dungeon. We'll be right back. Weird, it's not showing up. Am I not? Oh, right, I gotta switch over to it. There we go. 40, 30. Oh, I'm getting close.
Oh.
I'm getting close. I'm getting close. But this only designates their X and their Y and X designation,
not their
their
Z.
floor designation.
Okay, so it would be somewhere kind of in the middle of where you've been circling on another floor.
Yeah, but it could be on any of 100 floors.
Oh boy.
So I unequipped it because it's kind of useless. I learned because I was like, there's no way you're meant to do it like this. The way that actually works is, I'll go ahead and tell everybody because honestly, I think this is one of those things I don't know how you would discover on your own.
Okay.
It'd be wild. The wandering characters, their level indicates the floor that they're on. So she's on the 7th floor, he's on the 12th floor, she's on the 16th floor, he's on the 87th floor.
Okay.
So you just got to get to that floor, then turn on that ability and find them.
Okay, I gotcha.
With that in mind, I'm going to take Wanderer Tracking off. Actually, I'll leave it on because I don't know if we're going to hit another ability station before like level 7 and level 12. We're going to try and pick up some of these characters, some of the girl who's looking for the dragon and Kirito.
Okay.
But anywho, because I haven't done that yet. I learned that like the last time I was playing and did not have time to pursue anyone.
And what floor have you made it to so far? This character.
Hold on.
It was like 30 something.
430. Yeah.
Okay, 99% on 425. So what is? How do you get 99%?
You just don't step on a tile.
Oh. Okay.
There's a secret tile I couldn't find or a tile I couldn't access.
Neat.
Might be every time that I spawned in there was an enemy above my level that I could get to. Or some of these floors I might have been rushing through. You get abilities to let you jump around and skip, and I might have been like, I just want to get to the next teleporter and get back up. These enemies are out of my league.
Fair.
Or like I'm low on health. I don't remember exactly what I was doing here. It's been a little while since I played this. Where were we?
Yes.
Yeah, we were reading about them. They're stuck on floor 16. We'll have to get to them later. On his deathbed, her grandfather's eyes welled with tears as he revealed the truth of her birth. The infant had been buried on the mountain, and only the keen nose of his hound had saved her that day. A sacrifice or a mistake, perhaps. A condemnation without question. Nevertheless, she was a survivor, and the labyrinth another trial.
But she's petrified.
Also, you got your dog. You got your actual dog. As Jorath grew near the academy gates, he stopped. The shaggy dog was waiting with patient solitude. When it spied Jorath, its tail twitched with hope and expectation. He fished around in his pack and withdrew a loaf of bread. Kneeling, he tore a piece and extended his hand. When the dog snatched it from his hand, he reached behind his ears and scratched, and their eyes met. He saw his brother staring back, his sickly twin who had never recovered. Hey there, Jeffren, I missed you too.
That
Spiritual? Transformed? Don't know. Up to you.
Up to you. That's me playing this game. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm like seeing you play. I'm kind of like on the fence now, or I'm like, as before, I was like, yeah, that's a neat thing, and now I'm like, oh, I might get it. But if I do get it, he is getting in the party and staying in the party.
It launched at like 20 or 30 bucks, I think. I'm not sure what it's at right now. It's relatively cheap. I got this and Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars on the same day. It was like the equivalent of buying one normal video game.
Right.
To live is to serve. Without duty, there's only death. The mantra had guided his every action for years. Once it had liberated him from doubt, only to bind and haunt him after his liege lord fell. It was his sole thought as he knelt in the sand and let the ocean waters crash and break against his body, wave after wave of despair. He woke on the deck of a galleon and looked up into the eyes of Hope, the renowned explorer. If there is no life without service, then perhaps you might serve me. He had found a new master, and together they journeyed to distant shores. Now, who is this? It was the sickness that claimed countless lives, but it was the woman that they held responsible. The trial was perfunctory, her guilt assured, and for 3,000 years she would be imprisoned.
Oh.
It took her a fraction of the sentence to dig a tunnel. So quickly did she breach the walls of another cavern. But as she was only beginning to explore, she slipped and fell and was swallowed by darkness. It was still dark when she woke. If this is not hell, then it is surely its mirror. She was thrown in prison, tunneled out, and fell into the labyrinth.
No. Also, 3,000 years, huh? Yeah.
Also, Jorath mentioned here.
Yes. Oh, there he is.
Jorath. He did everything right. Studious and dedicated, he quickly learned his numbers and his letters. The youth apprenticed himself to a preeminent merchant and soon became his head clerk. Day in and day out, he labored tirelessly for the care of his brother, and for a time they knew joy until peace brought an end to war's prosperity.
Aww.
Merchant made a lot of money in wartime.
Yeah.
Bereft of prospect and coins, he quit the city and resigned himself to a life of poverty. But then the news of the labyrinth and the academy and the call, a new opportunity, a new purpose.
Okay, and this is what caught my attention.
Day after quiet day, the pair carried out their labors, dusting and cleaning and disposing of the unwanted. The machine had no will of its own, and without the guidance of a man, it strayed from its path. And so after he was slain by the fiends of the labyrinth, the machine began to change. Oh, it's Wall-E!
Oh.
It laid down its worn tools and took up new ones to fulfill its purpose.
To cleanse. I wish for world clean.
I wish for a world clean.
Oh, this was a name that was brought up, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is this dude.
Yes.
Followed Nutella over earth and water for blood.
So this is her.
Vast though the savannah was, the clans came together and clashed as surely as the seasons turned. As the soil drank deep of the enemy's lifeblood, she sought out their leader, Remlazar up here.
Yes.
It ends, she cried and charged. After, as he lay helpless, his breaths growing ragged and shallow, she knelt and offered him the last of her water. Your death will not bring the rains, she said. She raised her head to the wind and listened before going to the horizon. I go north and beyond to the lands beneath foreign stars. They sing to me.
So she's a badass.
Sounds that way.
What is that now? Oh god, level 60.
I'll let you read that one real quick.
Oh, the expedition had encountered myriad creatures, but none like the gargantuan feline. I was gonna say, this one has to be big because the Beastman was also like a bigger model than I was expecting. Of course, I was expecting a dog, but it doesn't, whatever. It reclined in the center of the passage, unperturbed by the adventurers and their weapons. It regarded them in silence, as though it had taken their measure at a glance and was thoroughly unimpressed. So, would you like to come with us? One spoke, but the cat remained silent. What shall we call it? Cat? At this, the cat narrowed its eyes ever so slightly. Sir, cat, another offered, and the matter was settled. Oh, that's wonderful.
This is the best.
It's like, do you want a serious party? Do you want a joke party, or do you want a JRPG party where you have a little bit of everything?
Yeah.
You have the edgy person, you have the cat.
All had agreed the young prodigy was the obvious choice for expedition commander. He was disciplined and dedicated, and with his surpassing military education, he vowed to serve and safeguard the village until his dying breath. Not that he expected to die. Indeed, he assured his friends and his sister that he would return from the labyrinth hale and whole and soon. But after days passed without word, she searched his room and found the note. If it comes to it, know that I did what I could, what I had to do. Forgive me.
I was gonna say, it's, yeah, her, right?
Yeah.
He lives and needs my help. Okay. All these connections.
Yeah,
Wow.
incredible.
And here's the dragon.
Before there was light and life, there were dragons, creatures otherworldly and beyond comprehension.
Oh my
Some
gosh, it's
claim
like
they were
Dark
created by the
Souls.
gods to safeguard the world, others to consume it at the appointed hour.
Just
So
like Skyrim.
to look on its grandeur, one cannot help but think them servants of war, avatars of chaos and destruction. Mark well this one's claws and the bandage which binds one.
So I wonder if is this gonna be like a Ridley situation where he's just shrunk down? The dragons, are they just humanoid?
I haven't got, that's on level 80, dude. I don't know. Who knows if I'll ever find out. Commander of the 3rd Expedition truly believed he would never have a place to call home. An orphan, he came of age in a traveling troupe famed for death-defying feats, and there learned swordcraft, a skill that would serve him well as a gladiator. He was a gambler too, and this was his underdog for greed. His undoing, sorry, for greed led him to feign defeat, and when exposed, his friends and hangers-on abandoned him. He cursed his foolishness. What good power and influence, abused and forever lost. He might still be alone and drowning his sorrows in a tankard of self-pity, had yet another expedition not been lost, and the Academy's rector sought him out. So he's down there.
He's the furthest one down.
Yeah, he's on the 87th floor, and he's still alive, apparently. Well, he's knocked out, but...
He's just
Sir Cat's still up and moving.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
The dog's doing his thing. Giraffe is doing his thing.
So if they're petrified, do you just have to grab them and bring them to... Oh, I don't like the low. Okay. Yeah, no. Earlier you were talking about how petrified's bad.
So here's the deal
why don't you inform me?
Here's the deal with petrification.
Okay.
You just get petrified. An enemy can just say, I'm going to try petrifying now. And status effect ailment attacks do have a chance to miss.
Yes.
If someone goes, I'm going to petrify you, and it hits, they're petrified. Done. There's no, like, countdown. They're just petrified, right? Done. They're toast, right? When you get back over out to the world map, you're like, okay, I guess I'll deal with this. You hit on your D-pad to keep moving, right?
And they stay?
And it says you cannot move because one of the members of your party is petrified. So you have to go over to, if let's say Rogdanovich here, Rodovich was petrified here on square 50-50, right?
Yep.
I would have to take him out of my party, and whoever was left in my party would have to leave. And I would have to find a purification shrine or something. It's not called a purification because that's the poison one. I'd have to find the specific petrification fixing shrine.
Okay.
And I would have to tell that shrine the grid designation of the party member that I left behind. It's easy because it shows it in the menu.
Okay, but you have to go to the shrine, tell them, and then go back and retrieve them.
And then you have to go back and add them back into your party and leave. And this person's petrified. And I don't know their designation. So I'll have to get to floor 22, use the Wanderer thing to find the tile she's standing on, and then this name will be highlighted instead of grayed out, but it'll say you can't move her because she's petrified. So then I'll have to write down her designation and go to one of the shrines, purify her, go back and get her.
That's incredible.
And then I'll bring her back to the top floor where she can't cause me any more problems. Now, Ninja Bunny says petrification is evil, evil, evil. This is not the evilest thing the game can do to you.
Oh, yeah?
I learned this the hard way.
Okay.
In RPGs, you encounter those enemies. The enemies with a huge amount of health that flee the battle. They don't do a lot of damage, they're not a threat. You're like, okay. But if I kill it, I get a lot of XP or a lot of money or something, right?
Of course.
I found one of these.
Okay.
A little rat bastard thief character.
Okay.
I can probably find him in our enemy stuff.
Show me the bastard.
The treasure hunter. There it is.
Oh, that is a rat bastard. Okay, big defense, big HP.
Yeah, big numbers, right?
Mystery compounds, huh?
Yeah. Mystery compounds are items that let you permanently increase specific stats.
Shop wares?
What?
Shop wares? What is that tab?
I don't know. Oh, there's probably a shop run by, in the same way that the skeletons running the armor shop.
Okay,
there's probably a shop run by the treasure
bastard.
hunter, would be my guess. I don't know. I don't think I've encountered that shop yet.
Okay.
So.
Wait, you say you use the compounds to upgrade weapons?
No, to permanently upgrade stats.
Stats. Oh.
It's like permanently upgrade your HP, permanently upgrade your speed.
Gotcha.
That kind of thing. The stats that you do have. You can also like upgrade your ability. You can upgrade like your PP. You know the amount of equipment that somebody can carry. That sort of thing.
Gotcha.
Anyway, this dude, a little thief character, right?
Yes.
He steals your money, right? Okay. He stole in the course of the battle all my money, the $5,000 that I had, right? And I was like, there's no point in like running away. He's already taken everything. He's already done everything he can do to me. So I'll keep fighting him. You know, maybe he won't flee. Why not, right? He did, of course, flee. He's got way too much health.
Of course.
But whatever, you know. But he doesn't do any damage to me. I mean, he does a little bit, but not much. He just keeps stealing from me, right? I leave the battle. I have negative 30,000 money.
What?
I have negative.
What do you mean?
Negative 30,000 money. For about 15 floor, I backed up and when I was listening to podcasts and stuff, went and ran the first like 10 floors again just to get. And I went through the whole thing linearly a couple of times. There were up like safe zones essentially where I was secure, just to get myself back to having $1 that I could spend. You literally,
That's
you literally will beat enemies and get $50. That's not real money. That just reduces your negative money count.
How? Like, I'm trying to figure out the in-world fantasy explanation. What is a joking D&D explanation to going in debt from a critter?
So that was.
Oh, that's rough.
That was when I realized that I loved this game. Because that's so mean-spirited.
It's awful.
And no one else has ever done that to me in a video game.
That's
and you know, I when I got out of the battle and I looked up in the upper right-hand corner, I was like, there's no way I don't have 0 money. What?
That's so good.
So that took me. So right now I have 76.
Can you flee from
I have
battles?
76,000 money because I've been working hard on getting that cash back. And I'm down far enough in the dungeon now that I actually get a good amount of money from monsters that I kill, so it's okay. You can flee from battle. That's an ability.
Okay.
It is where? Withdraw. That, however, has infinite usage. There's no limited usage on, but that
So
can fail.
If I do play this game with that knowledge, I'm gonna have withdraw on.
Better.
FC.
Don't step on FC.
Okay.
It's hidden behind our face cams right now. FC.
Okay.
Don't step on the tile that says FC.
Just don't do it.
I have learned, because I've seen FC since then, and I've said, not today, my little friend.
So you've never killed one of these guys?
No, I don't have dude, my maximum damage output right now is, oops, wrong button. If we go over to, so I gotta put one of these guys on my party. I'll put them all on my party.
Yeah, I'm seeing. Yeah, okay, you're right. So do not approach the bastard.
Yeah, no, I'd have to, and like some of these higher end ones, like she's got that 3,900, that's for the gun, and that's a random amount, right?
Yes.
Random amount of physical damage to all enemies. You gotta be real good you gotta have big number to get that. Now, of course, as we observed earlier, we're gonna get weapons that do 75,000 damage.
Eventually, you'll be able to take out the
standard.
bastard, but it probably won't even matter.
No, I don't think so. Probably not. Who knows? Who can say for sure? Who can say for sure with these things? God, what a good stream. We're an hour in and I've explained the game.
Exactly. You did it because the game wouldn't to you. It did a little bit, but it's just do it.
This is me selling people on the game, right?
Yeah.
So, I want to take these lower level guys. Joey, I'm going to take him just because I want the level 11 guy. You have any thoughts on who we should take amongst these boys?
I like Elva.
Yeah, I knew that already. Let's see what we got here. To me, it sounds like this dude seeking revenge. The other lady's cooler. I don't want him in my party. This lady's cool.
I was gonna say yes. She's the just let me find weapons lady, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she deserves to be in.
This amnesia lady. Amnesia lady can go
yeah.
in. That's fine.
Why not?
Amnesia lady can go in. All right, cool. We got a crew now.
So there really isn't much of a difference between the actual characters.
Now he has no equipment on him because I stole it all and sold it when I was 30,000 in the hole. These guys have their default equipment on them though, but I have a lot of cash. While all these characters have limited PP, I can buy some equipment. So let's see. What's the PP on my level 11 guy here? Because we can probably slap some decent stuff on
I was
him.
gonna say he's gonna have to be now
36, so he can equip a lot of stuff.
I guess if they're knocked out, they don't get XP, right?
No, they do not.
Okay, because I was wondering if this was I guess you still kind of could, but it'd be a luck of the draw. If this was the kind of game that you just take somebody of a higher level and bring a bunch of low levels with them, but
you can do that, yeah. You can absolutely
but I guess
do that.
Their
just for right now, I'm not going to because we're going through lower levels, and it'd be completely uninteresting if I had a level 38 guy.
Correct. I'm also thinking that it's like, well, I mean, if you run into the problem of, I imagine even as you get higher up, your speed stat doesn't become ridiculous. Like if you have a level 30 character, you're not just going to be running laps onto lower level people, so that kind of grinding would probably still be irresponsible and lead to party members just eating it.
Sorry, I'm just checking something really quickly.
Hey, you're the expert. You're the JRPG master.
I don't know about that. Oh, right. Hold on. I want Amnesia Lady. I wanted to just double check because I don't know what I have. I may have some equipment just in reserve. Let me see what I got. Okay, no, I do actually have a bunch of stuff sitting around. I thought I'd sold all my good stuff, all my backup stuff, but I remember I have 75,000 bucks now, so it's no longer necessary for me to sell literally everything I'm not using. Let's see here. 1,000 fixed physical damage. Yeah,
That'll do it.
that's gonna get us through some of these early areas pretty good. Now, poison.
Oh.
That penetrates to straight HP damage, right?
Okay.
That gets us to HP damage immediately. Now, Ancient Mirror stone binds enemy. 75% chance to. I don't think it's an instant petrification. I think there's a countdown to petrification.
Okay. So that would be for a really tough opponent, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, when it says
some
75%,
people will
is
just
that a
miss.
flat 75% every time, or do they have? Is this? Oh, actually, no. This game seems more simplistic than it would be of some of the other games, where it's like it's 75% minus their resistances, which means it's actually about a 52%.
I think it's just 75%, but I don't know. This resets ATB gauges of all enemies, 35% chance to hit.
Okay.
So you can use this and literally, and this is actually incredibly useful later on. It can miss it because that 35% is
That's
on
low.
each enemy. So you can hit like 2 of them and not hit the other 3 that are in the battle.
But that's
or
still
whatever.
helpful.
But yeah, no, that can be, if it hits the right guy, that can save your ass. But I'm not going to equip that right now. Let's see what else I can equip here. Nobody's carrying any magic. That's a big problem.
Is that what Maliflux is?
Yeah, these little the things with scroll icons next to them are all magic.
Okay. Now, say you have like I see like Claymore and I see, that's just sword. I see sword and I see like axe or flail. It's like, what's the difference if they're just melee? Is it just flavor or is it like random
Swords
chance to hit?
fixed, axes random.
Okay.
That's the general rule.
Gotcha.
Sword fixed physical. Flail random amount.
Okay. Gotcha.
Let's see here.
Not bad.
What's on the lower end? Because I just gave you some like higher weapons, so
Now,
you can take this.
I guess a lot of the stuff you get is just from random drops.
He's now too powerful. I've got too much stuff equipped on him because he's too low level. So I'll give him the, because we're gonna be fighting stuff where like these big hits are not gonna matter for a while, so we're fine. He's still too powerful.
It's too much.
Yeah, this claymore is too heavy hitting for right now. But I don't think I really have any. Okay, that's weaker. You can take that. Wait, is that the same cost as the claymore?
Claymore 3 cost?
Okay, no, it's a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna take, but we don't even need that. Take this until you level up some more. It really doesn't matter. 'Cause we're not gonna meet anything with more than 300, so it doesn't matter. I just want to stay alive. I want to stay alive and do damage. Accessories. Shield increases your evasion. You have no evasion unless you have those. So you can see physical evasion and magical evasion numbers there.
So what is that a % chance of it happening?
Yeah, % chance of evading / blocking, right?
Okay, so 10% chance you'll evade.
I don't know about, it might not be % chance.
Okay.
I don't know, but it's just the number that you have. But he's already full up. I can't equip any of these to him. How about these guys, though? Short bow, 45, Nah, everybody's pretty much full up on PP already with their equipment.
I mean, they are very low level, so it makes sense.
And I have, the good news is enemies, the reason I have all these is because enemies drop stuff constantly.
Good.
So we will get stuff that's appropriate for their level and level them up. But I've just realized I have a dog that I need to go and feed. We haven't even started playing the video game yet. Oops.
Oh, no.
What I'm going to do is, we haven't been interacting with anybody anyway, because I've just been talking about the game. So, Joey, if you don't mind terribly, I'm going to let you keep people company for just a minute, and I'll be right back.
All right, while you feed the animal as we listen to, what's it playing right now?
It's FF12 right now.
Okay.
I'm going to skip past this track, so I can tell you what the next track is.
Oh.
Next up is Persona 3, then there's going to be some Hatton time.
Wonderful.
There's going to be some Hattie time.
Is this the answer?
Yeah, this is from the answer.
Okay, well, that's what I mean. I heard one earlier that I'm also guessing was from it because it's like I recognized it, but only a little bit. So how's it going, everybody? Norwega, I saw earlier. I saw the Ratsist comment. Yes, no, I agree because too many games have the problem of making rats enemies and rats. Well, wild rats. I don't know. I've met pet rats and they can be cute and they can be nice. So they don't always have to be bad. They don't always have to be Dark Souls giant plague-ridden rats. Though Elden Ring has really special usually you get Plague, and that's boring, but Elden Ring has Madness Rats. Those are rough. Well, they're not really rough, but they're spooky, and I like it a lot. But yeah, no, it's like these types of RPGs, like, I don't know. I like simplified RPGs, but I can't do. I've never really been exposed to the big boy RPGs, like the real JRPGs. And so originally when he was telling me about this, I was like, yeah, that's cool, but it's like, this is simplistic enough for me. It's usually, I mentioned my experience with White Knight Chronicles 2 earlier, and this is nothing about the game itself. It's just my lack of JRPG knowledge. It's like, that game was cool in concept, but immediately you get a character, you're given characters, and it's like, okay, here are the classes, and here are the subclasses, and here is the weapons and the stuff. It's like, make your own characters, and it's like, cool. I screwed up everybody, and I can't progress now. I could probably go back, but it's like, I don't know. For me, this, I think I might actually get this sometime soon. I don't know. I'm playing Elden Ring right now because it's a big boy, big weight game. After this, I'm thinking about playing Final Fantasy VII Intergrades DLC. I'm thinking about getting into the Yakuza series after that. I have a few friends who've been beating on me to play it for a while, and I think now is just about the time. But I don't know. I wish I had a monitor so I could read the comments. I'm having to look at my phone to see this. See what everybody's got to say. What games have you played, Joey? That's a tough question to answer. I've played lots of games. If you can be a little more specific, I can try to help out. Joey, that Biollante figure you mentioned last stream's $420. Oh. See, $420 for a figure, that's a lot, but that Biollante figure is a big boy, and so I can't say it's not worth it, but I don't think I can justify that. I don't have anywhere I'd even put that, but it's really that. Do you have the name of that? I could probably just Google it. I could probably find it because I know what it looks like, but I don't know. Ninja Money, are you talking about Yakuza? If you are, I know. I'm aware. I've seen my friends, like, not seen them physically play it, but you know, we get online and we talk a lot when everybody's just playing games, even if we're not playing the same thing. And I have experienced friends being like, yeah, okay, I'm playing Yakuza 2. And it's like, you know, a month later, I'm like, so how's it going? It's like, yeah, I'm halfway done. It's like, oh, I see. Like RPG. Oh, JRPGs? JRPGs that I've played to completion are pretty, I guess, basic ones. I've played Persona 3, 4, and 5 multiple times. I love Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. Never played the original. I'm trying to remember. I'm turn-based JRPGs, just, it's something that I never really grew up with, and I didn't have friends that played them. So it's like I missed out on a lot of them. I have a lot of friends that play them now, so I'm trying to be more open-minded about it. But it's just something that it's a genre that's tough for me to get into, just because I guess Pokemon technically is too, but I didn't even really grow up with that. It's one of those. It's like saying RPGs are hard isn't necessarily right. It's just it's tough when you don't have the JRPG mindset. It's also, that's something I've noticed about recently a lot, where it's like, because I've been meeting a lot of different people that have played a lot of different games over the years, it's like, what people started out with and played a lot of in their childhood is like really affects some stuff that you wouldn't think about. It's like, most people, it's like, oh yeah, no, I grew up playing Mario, and it's like, cool. It's like, I have a friend who never played any platformers, and it's like, Elden Ring platforming is not, I mean, it's minor. There's like one or two complicated stages, but my one friend has never played anything like this. They play like FPSs and stuff, but it's like even the most minor aspects they struggle with. And it's like, you just have to sit back and think. It's like, yeah, no, to even the most minor, even the stuff that's so simple and easy to you, it's like if somebody's not used to it, it's going to be a little obtuse. So that's how it is with me in a lot of JRPGs. I get the gist of them, but it's like the ones like White Knight Chronicles or Disgaea, or I'm blanking on a lot of those things like Eternal Sonata and stuff, things that I've only played like a little bit of. It's like I'd have to play more, and I'd have to have somebody that I can ask, like, hey, tell me how this works, what I need to be doing here, until I can get a good feel for it. So you played the FF7 remake then? Did you enjoy it as much as Jacob? Probably. I'm not sure. I know he enjoyed it, but I'm not sure exactly how much. But it's one of those things. My exposure to Final Fantasy VII was just playing it the one time on the channel, and that was quite a long time ago. I really, really liked the remake. And this also goes back to, I talked about JRPGs. Active Time Battle, when I saw this game had Active Time Battle earlier, I was like, oh no. In my mind, I was like, it's going to be fun to watch this for a stream, but completely killed it for me. I was like, no. I don't do Active Time Battle, like original FF7. So I'm very glad that you can also just basically make it turn-based. But no, Remake, oh my god, Remake was fantastic. I had such a blast with it. It was just everything from the look of the game to the characters to the changes to the actual gameplay itself. Oh, it just felt so good. And one of those originally when you play, like when I played the demo and stuff, like, oh yeah, no, this feels good. But once you actually figure out how all the characters are meant to be played and are playing that way and doing, like pulling off, I guess, high level skill, not really high level, but once it clicks in your mind, you're like, yes, no, I know how to use these party members. It feels great. I cannot wait for the next one. And I need to play Intergrade. The reason I didn't is because I didn't have a PS5 at the time, so I couldn't. And the other thing, I was gonna play that game. I was gonna play it on hard mode because he's talked about how fun hard mode is for it, and I was like, sure, I'll give it a shot. Like 2 days after I finished it, originally my PlayStation just kicked the bucket. It was my PS4. This was before I got a PS5, but it just kicked the bucket. And I reset it. It was struggling before then. This happened 2 or 3 times, but I reset it, and it's like, oh, all my data is erased. And I looked on the cloud, and it's like, oh, I have like 10 hours into the Final Fantasy VII remake. So it's like I didn't get to.
So you did figure out what happened to your save file?
No. Yeah, it's complete. But I was telling them, they were asking how I enjoyed Final Fantasy VII remake. And I was saying that I wanted to play it on hard mode, but then I want to play it on hard mode, but I don't want to go back through start at like the 20% mark of the game and just keep going until I get to it. No, I was telling them that games on the horizon that I'll probably be playing is I really think I'm going to pick up Intergrade and play it soon. I'll do that, and then after that I'm thinking about playing Yakuza, starting the big journey. Basically, in my head right now it's like I'm interested in playing like Zero and Kiwame, and then if I'm like gung ho, maybe go beyond that. But that's what I'm looking at right now. Just because I watched somebody play a lot of 7. I have a lot of friends that have been trying to get me to play Yakuza for a while, and it's like, yeah, no, this is kind of the time. I'm starting to feel it.
I'm really glad to hear you say. I'm really glad to hear you say that you're gonna play Yakuza, because I can say, oh, sorry guys, Joey's already playing it, so we can't do a Let's Play. Everybody's always asking about Yakuza.
Joey, what's your favorite part of Elden Ring currently, and have I been stuck on any specific bosses? Favorite part is Nebulous. I can tell you my favorite area, and it's like the Nokron area. Like when I got to the Soifra like river, and I was like, my friend was like, "You're gonna like this area." I was like, "Oh, whatever." I was like, "Underground, yeah, this is kind of neat." And then you go through the door, and I was like, "Oh, this is my favorite area in the whole game." I don't want to say, I'm so good at games. I haven't really been stuck on any bosses. I haven't really struggled too much. There's definitely been some tougher ones and whatnot, but I guess the closest thing is there was a dungeon later in the game, and it was the toughest one that I've been in so far. I died multiple times, and it wasn't because of the enemies. It's because I had a ton of insta-kill stuff. But I got to the boss, and it was 2 Crucible Knights, and I didn't even fight. I just quit out. And I was like, I left the dungeon. I was like, I'm not about to do this, so I haven't gone back. I suck at fighting them, so I guess if anything, even though they're not really bosses most of the time, Crucible Knights just kick my ass 7 ways to Sunday. I cannot deal with them.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Hard Mode is one of the only times in recent memory that I beat a game and immediately turned around and started a new save file. I guess not a new save file because it was hard mode, but
yeah.
I beat a game and I'm like, okay, that was good. Something else now. I very, very rarely just go start another game. I rarely start a game again from the beginning. That almost never happens to me.
Yeah, usually, I mean, for me, it depends on how long I've been in the game and also how interesting the New Game Plus is.
Yeah.
It's like, that's why I did Persona 5 Strikers New Game Plus, because basically it was because I was enjoying the game, and I finally got to the part where I was like, oh, I'm going to actually spend time. I'm going to build big boy personas, and then it's like, I don't have anything to use them on. Okay, let's do New Game Plus Merciless. And so everything scales up. Ali W asked, do you play D&D? I do play D&D. I actually was playing D&D yesterday.
I don't play D&D. I wasn't playing D&D yesterday.
Yeah, don't have too much to say about that other than I have a good time with it. I've been playing for on and off for like, it's hard to say how, it's like I've been playing for like 4 or 5 years, but not really, because there's been big hiatuses, and especially when COVID hit, we stopped playing for like a year and a half. But having a good time with it. Always do. It's one of those, D&D is a very divisive kind of thing. It's like, it's definitely not for everybody, but it's like, if you're into anything remotely like that, it can be a lot of fun, but it also depends on who you play with. Like anything else, it really depends on who you play with. That'll make or break it. I was trying to think about turn-based general JRPGs I've played, and I was really blanking. I've done Persona, I've done Paper Mario, but I mean, we talk about games. Can you help me out? I can't think of that many.
What do you play, you son of a gun?
What JRPGs?
Tales isn't turn-based, and you've only played a couple of those co-op.
I played like 15 hours of Tales of Xillia for the PS3.
Did you ever actually play Dark Brotherhood? Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood?
Dude, I beat that game like 3 times.
Just checking. There you go. That's
There we
that's
go.
turn-based RPG.
I lost that copy of the game. I lost my copy of the game, and I went out and I bought a new one. It was a few years back. It's because I'm pretty sure I dropped it in a car, and then like a day later, we sold that car. I was like, oh no, my Chronicles. Killer Mantis, that's a new enemy to me.
Well, yeah, we're on the 2nd floor. You're gonna be seeing new enemies pretty much constantly.
Chronicles.
Here's the thing about this
sure
game.
is
That's
a
also
game.
like nice is that we've already seen all the character art. You're
Yeah.
gonna be seeing like non-stop gorgeous freaking like enemy art.
Oh,
The only limitation is that it's never full. It's just this one little kind of rectangle.
I'm sure
but
there
it's,
is like actual like full body
I
renders.
haven't seen it.
Huh? I don't know.
It may exist somewhere, but I haven't seen it.
There you go. What you can do is you can just take the photo and draw the rest of it yourself. Do all that fun
Yes,
stuff.
Ali W, turn-based RPG Sonic. Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood.
Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood
BioWare's
made
best
by
game.
BioWare for the Nintendo DS. Oh, that is it's a game. It's sure. It has the funny. Okay, legitimately, it has the funniest sound. Like this. What's the word I'm looking for? Like the funniest sound effects of any Sonic game, because it's like you have Tails on screen, and you're like, I know what Tails sounds like, and then somebody punches him, and he goes, "Bleh!" And it's like that was an. You hired an old man to do that voice, and then they punch Sonic and it makes the same noise, and you go, oh, they all sound like that. And then you go, this game's kind of weird, but maybe the music's good. Most Sonic games, even if they're bad, have good music. And then you hear literal MIDI music, literal Sonic songs that have been run through the MIDI file converter. Ooh.
Well, the problem is that the music was all done in like a week before before it had to print.
Well, yeah, no, the music was legitimately all stand-in music. It was not supposed to be final product, and then it ended up being final product.
Ah,
So,
Skeleton Man.
Oh my gosh, look at all of those.
So this is an example. If you look at this, they've all only got 1 HP.
This is an example of a bad time.
So what do we do here? What do we do about all these guys? There's another. By the way, if you guys can't see, there's another skeleton hiding behind Joey and I. We got a lot of skeletons
Oh
here.
no, there's 6 of them.
So
Some bony
what
lads.
what do we do about these lads? How can we contend with this? In fact, you know what? I think because up here at the top, the floor grid designation isn't that important. Maybe I'll put us up here instead.
Okay.
People
In
don't
case
do-
you
people don't-
encountered the big
You won't be able
one.
to see the ATB gauge for the top guy, really, but nah, it looks better as us on the bottom. Who cares? You guys miss out on 1 enemy. I don't care. You miss out on 1 enemy in big encounters. It's pretty rare. We're rarely gonna see this many enemies on early floors. Anyway, but like so for example, here we've got okay, so short bow on this guy, 45 damage, broadsword 30. Well, there's only 2 physical attacks, so it's pretty straightforward. But
Yep.
Now
Skulls.
anybody can do 1 physical damage to that top skeleton and kill him, right?
Yep.
But maybe somebody else here has got, oh, they can do 40 damage with magic, only 30 with physical. Well, 40 is enough to penetrate one of these guys' magical defense. So let's hit this guy, why not? And then I gotta hit that guy with another magical attack and they'll die. Physical will just decrease their physical defense, but another magical defense will just kill him.
Exactly. Now that one at the top is about to go, so you can just kill him outright. And
Yeah.
He misses his turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not the hugest big brain plays in the world, but enough to keep you thinking.
That's the thing, right? Is that a lot of battles in this are the exact kind of mindless, easy grinding that you like out of JRPGs sometimes. Like not all the time, but sometimes it's like you want to have that kind of experience of just make the number go up. Don't think about it too much, right?
Yeah.
But you can also run into, oh no, I got to pause the podcast and really think about what I'm doing here. And I'm just emphasizing this on the skeleton guys because even though they're easy, these are the types of decisions you're going to be paying attention to and looking for. They just get more complicated as it goes on. Here, you don't have to think about it because you probably just realistically mash X through this because they can't do that much damage to us. But then again, one of our people already has their physical defense down to 0. Another one has their magical defense down to 0.
Yeah.
So both of them are now playing for keeps on their health. Now, technically, I have abilities that can fix that, but we're not using those right now. We're not supposed to have those here on the 3rd floor or whatever we're on.
Generally speaking, it's like you want to try to not get to that point.
Yeah. What I'm lacking right now is the ability to hit all enemies at once. None of my characters have that, so I got to fix that as soon as possible.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I imagine that even the cheapest one of that doesn't really become available for a little while, right?
No, even the cheapest one is you can get pretty quickly, yeah. Just doesn't do a lot of damage, but against guys who all have 1 HP, and
this
low
is the
magical
ideal
defense can be
situation to
useful,
use it.
yeah. That's probably inefficient. That guy can do 300 damage. I should have let him take down one of the physical defenses on these other guys, because these guys can't do that consistently. But he's got, and then she's got, I mean, she can do that. She can take one of these guys down to nothing, so that's easy.
Ninja Bunny says notable feature, yeah, but how it butchered 3D Blast soundtrack. That's the thing is with Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood is most of the music was just 3D Blast music, but run through a MIDI converter. It's really bizarre. It's really I mean, it's easy to dunk on it, but it's also one of those things where it's like it's a shame as well, just to a little bit of an extent where it's like this is obviously just a lack of time. As it usually is with games. Not always, but just a shame.
So, like, I was playing a little bit of Bravely Default last year or year before, I don't know when. And, like, it was fun enough, but it started to grind my gears because it gets to the point where, like, you're just... Any standard encounter is you use the Brave mechanic, let your guy attack 4 times.
Yeah.
And, like, you do that for all 4 of your characters, and you just wipe the other team instantly. There's even less thought to it. And, like, so it's not fun, and also, like, you get to boss battles in that game, and I find every time in Bravely Default that I was, like, slowly working my way up, of, like, saving up my attacks, of defaulting to get more of my Brave things, like, as soon as I finally got to the point where it's like, all right, I've got a ton of attacks stocked up, I'm where I want to be, everybody's healed up, I've got the boss on the ropes and staggered, now it's time to unleash what I have, right? Now the fight can begin, and, like, one guy would go and the boss would die.
Yeah.
And it's like, I needed at least 2 more turns for all my guys for that to feel satisfying. I don't know, just like this game, I don't know, it's difficult to explain, but a lot of it has to do with you're actually at risk of your guys dying, but you got the defense stats filling up again after each battle and whatnot, so it's not that bad. There's just this sense that you've got, like, the more mindless, easy stuff, where you can kind of just mash through and not worry about it too much, but you have more involved fights where it's not... You're making relatively interesting decisions, at least I think.
Right.
I don't know. What can I say? I like this game well enough. Clearly not well enough to have beaten it or whatever, even though I've had it for a while. I haven't touched it in a little bit, but I'm also just busy.
Well, this is giving you an excuse to grind, so next time when you play, you can go to higher levels and then grind differently.
Yeah, I'm not sure how useful a B team is, because again, a dead character you can revive by casting revive, using revive magic on them or taking to a resurrection shrine. It's really more for people if people get petrified, but at this point, I'm mobile enough and I know where those shrines are that can fix that I can get to them relatively easily. It's just a time sink.
Yeah.
So really having a second team is almost just an excuse of, like, a way to stream the game, of, like, let's do this instead. I should have attacked the Liama, the Lamia, or whatever it's called with that guy, but whatever. It's fine. Too late now.
The SMT monster. Definitely not in a million other things. But I mean, hey, listen, you can make the game harder for yourself, and you can pretend it's permadeath.
It's true, you can.
You can. Oh man, there's an RPG I played.
Complete Mystery asks, Jacob, what's on your Let's Play list in the future? Ironic that your name is Complete Mystery.
Oh,
because
that's
of
crazy.
how that answers. Because my answer is going to be very mysterious, and in that I'm not going to answer. Okay, hold on. We just got one of the spells at like level 1. Here we go. Yeah, fixed amount of magical damage to all enemies. 55 to all enemies. There we go.
Nice.
Slap that on him. For where we are, that's plenty.
Also, there's something to be said in a grinding sense of it's like flair in JRPGs is always a huge component. It's like, oh man, look at the super, look how cool it is. I really like that battle you're in.
Yeah.
Do your attacks, you're out.
No, it's pretty efficient.
That's one thing I think every RPG should do.
Hit magic? Nope. Okay. Lost a little bit of HP on that guy.
Every
Again,
RPG
I have
should
the
have
ability
the
to fix
option.
that. I have the ability to fix that, but normally I wouldn't.
Right, and you just go, ouch.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Not much I can do about that.
But no, I would. That's one thing is, it would be nice if all RPGs.
I need this lady to have magic. Having 2 physical attacks on the same person
is kind of useless.
Is useless, yeah. Especially because one of them is just better than the other one.
Yeah, but I mean that's low level problems. When you get to a higher point, and you can really control your stuff. It'll be different. But no, I really like it in a JRPG when it's like, okay, the fluff is nice, but can I skip that for actual like necessary grinding and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think Persona 5 is a good mix of that, where it's like it is flashy, it is fancy, it looks good, but it can still be done quickly. And appropriate. Persona 5 music just came on.
I wouldn't have this in a normal stream, I don't think, but for this game, it's very appropriate.
Yes.
For Dungeon Boys. Oh, did you show off your hat to everybody, Joey?
I don't think so.
Did you say what? Because it says I'm a proud parent of honor student at Chow Kindergarten, right? Something like that. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, Frank got me that for Christmas, and I've just been rocking it. I enjoy it, but I also have there's a little bit of tinge of nervousness where it's like, I'm afraid somebody's gonna like see it and just barely read it, and it's like, oh, he has a
child.
He has a child.
A gamer child.
He has a gamer child. I remember I guess that's just the direct evolution of, I remember when I was in like freshman year of high school, I was just wearing a shirt. I was just wearing a shirt of a local college just because my mother had attended it, and I just had the shirt. And they were like, it was just this old lady. He's like, oh yeah, no, my son goes there. And it's like, hey, what buildings you go to, yada yada. And I'm like, I'm a child. No, I'm not. I don't have a beard yet. I'm not old. Don't do this to me. Now I don't care, but also it'd be weird if somebody was asking me about my child.
Oh boy, no, we've got freaking. It's just funny you're wearing the Chow Kindergarten hat. It's like we still haven't gotten around to eventually do Sonic Adventure 2 playthrough, but I'm just thinking about like all this. We didn't even talk about Chow at all. We went in the Chow Garden I think once in the SA1 playthrough.
It's because
we had like 10 episodes of bonus content, and we only went into the Chow Garden one time.
It's because I don't care about that Chow Garden.
The next Chow Garden is the real one.
I'm not anymore because I've forgotten a lot of it, but I'll refresh my memory. When we're playing that game, I'm going to be a scholar of the Chow Garden. I knew everything when I was doing it. I had everything. I had the obscure stuff. I was on forums where people are like, did you know that time moves differently in this one garden? And I was like, I'll test it myself. Screw it. Oh, what do you know? It does. Crazy.
Incredible.
This is how I'm going to reduce the time to get this one Chow from 72 real-world hours to like 36.
Ninja Bunny mentioned, because I mentioned earlier that I also bought Voice of Cards when I bought this. I like Voice of Cards, but found this game to be a little bit too bland. No, this game is aggressively bland. This game is aggressively, intentionally, I think, bland, which is why it's been good. It was good for me on days when it was like, I just want to do something while I'm listening to something or while I'm rendering stuff or whatever.
I have a friend that I'm going to have to show, I'm going to have to show him this game because I'm going to be like, hey, bitch, I know what you like. You need this game.
I haven't gotten around to playing Voice of Cards yet, but now that I know they're doing them like regularly, because they just released another Voice of Cards like a week ago.
You'll have to tell me what Voice of Cards is.
Voice of Cards was revealed and shadow dropped at the same TGS presentation
As this one?
as this one, and I hit the wrong button.
God.
Damn it! I meant to hit O. And it's a minimal. It's a similarly relatively minimalist in terms of its presentation, but it actually has a narrative. It actually has characters. It actually has like a beginning, middle, and end. You can beat it in 15 hours.
Yeah.
It's a weekend RPG, which
Gotcha.
people don't make normally. And it's not.
Well, it's kind of like when you think of RPG, it's the exact opposite.
It's not written by, but it's creative directed by Yoko Taro.
Oh, okay.
And the music is by the Nier guy whose
Oh.
name I forget.
Oh boy, don't tell me that. Don't get me interested in another game tonight.
I hadn't, because I thought maybe you and I might stream that at some point, but I think that's another. I think again, I'm going back to what I was talking about at the beginning of this stuff. Like, I need to just play. I need to stop looking at every single video game that I purchase or want to play as like, well, I could play that, or I could stream it and make it part of the show. I need to just like play things and have fun, which I don't let myself do normally. So I think I might just play it for fun instead of doing that.
Play the
game.
Sometimes video games are meant to be fun.
Sometimes,
know that?
but not always.
Most of the time, not.
Play the game. Not get them all.
Play the games that make you mad. Stop
Ninja Bunny
having
says, main
fun.
problem I have with second Voice of Cards is that they changed the narrator. I listened to the narrator in the new game. I'm like, that is a massive downgrade.
Oh,
There's only
no.
one voice actor in each Voice of Cards. There's a narrator who voices every character and everything that happens. And the guy who does the first Voice of Cards, you're like, that's an interesting voice. And the guy who does the second Voice of Cards is like, who is this twink?
Oh no!
That's not fair. No, it's the first guy has like this very. It's not exactly Steve Blum.
Yes.
It's got a different edge to it entirely. It sounds almost hostile in a certain way. Like he's smirking at you the entire time for playing this game. The new
For
guy
being
is
a
like,
nerd.
hello, I'm Prompto. Welcome to the video game. We're going to have a fun time today playing video games at the Chow Kindergarten. Are you ready, kids? And you're like, oh.
Give me the other one.
No.
It's one of those where you probably, if the first announcer wasn't so good, you probably wouldn't think much about it kind
Yeah.
of situation.
Uh-huh.
That's always the worst because you feel bad, or it's like you're not necessarily doing a bad job. It's just that the first cast was so good.
So yeah, we picked up Mystery Compound A, which is a permanent boost to our HP. We got Mystery Compound B, permanent. Hold on, I think it's the same thing. It's just a different quantity.
Okay.
Permanent boost to HP. Permanent boost to HP. Yeah.
So even
And
though
then
you're
D is permanent boost to PP.
okay, so even though you're playing around with or every character is more or less equal, like you can still like you get your team figured out and you build them.
Yeah, which is why I'm not going to give any of these guys compounds probably.
Of course, this is the B team.
These guys are the if somebody gets petrified or I encounter something else further in the dungeon that I don't know about yet that
You gotta test
incapacitates people. I got somebody else who's not level 1 that can at least fill a slot.
A proper backup. Of course, this is also going to invite the JRPGs also bring out the craziest gamers, where it's like, this game looks fun, I'm going to get every character max level. Mm-hmm. Why? Because that being said, it's everybody has fun their own way. Some people find fun in grinding the first room of an RPG to hit max level and then playing through the rest of the game.
I had a horrible thought like yesterday.
Okay.
'Cause I told you about how I am now in some kind of special class of scum because even though I don't like Star Wars Battlefront 2, I have like the rarest
have the-
trophy other than platinum
Yeah, of
in Star
course.
Wars Battlefront 2. and I'm like, at this point, I might as well get all. It's like I'm having enough fun with it that it's like I may as well get all of
you
them.
may as well get the
other than the
plat.
campaign.
You might as
'cause
well
the
be,
campaign sucks.
You might as well be in the. Well, no, if you're going for all trophies, you gotta go for the campaign ones.
The only way I will play that campaign is if we do it on stream. Because normally I'm like, it's like, oh, it's a game you're blind on, but I've watched it, so I'm not blind on it anyway.
Yeah.
The only way I will suffer through that campaign is on a sofa with you and Joshua, because I've told him the basics, and I've told you the basics, but I
But
guarantee
we haven't gotten to see it in action.
you will not believe it.
Okay.
And it would be a good time. We could beat it in probably 2 streams. It would be really funny to do with friends, not to do on my own.
It's fun with friends, miserable by yourself.
Yes. At least my assessment
So your goal is to play it and get all the other trophies now. What are you missing in multiplayer? What problems?
Well, hold on. What I was going to say
have
is,
to solve?
well, it's not the thought that I had was the trophy that I did get, which is a pretty simple one.
Yes.
Which is play as all launch heroes. Which is
Mm-hmm.
like, as long as you spend some time in the game and you aren't just playing as one guy, that's not that hard to get. You just diversify what you're getting a little bit. Like, I realized when I did it, I was like, oh, I haven't ever played as Yoda, and I haven't ever played as, like I think Han Solo or whatever, right?
Right.
I had, like, 3 people I hadn't played as, so it was pretty easy to get. So I knocked that out in, like, I went into a heroes and villains match, I didn't even need to get points. I just picked the characters I don't normally get.
did it.
Yeah, and I got it in like 2 matches. I had to flip hero and flip villain, and that was it.
Heroes and Villains was actually a pretty fun game mode.
It's still happening. You can play it right now. The game still exists.
No, it doesn't. I
You
don't
can
have
play it with me.
I don't have it downloaded, which means it doesn't exist. I
But
can't see it, so it doesn't exist.
So I was like, that's not that bad of a trophy to get, right?
Yeah.
Then I had a Revelaton.
Okay.
Remember before that game launched, you had to grind for 40 hours to unlock Luke Skywalker.
Yes. Yeah.
That trophy used to be a paywall.
You know what the funniest thing about playing that game genuinely is?
What?
It's like
seeing the big loot box prompt in the bottom left-hand corner of the
there's
screen.
no loot boxes, and it's like, okay, cool, there's no more loot boxes. Every unlockable is presented as if you got it from a loot box.
Yeah,
Every
I know.
single it's so funny because it's like, you unlocked the scope for the LMG. It's like, okay, oh, it's not there. Oh, I have to go to the loot box section and
I have to open the loot box mechanic that's been abandoned and open the LMG
and it has
loot,
one
scope
thing,
loot box.
and it's got the scope in it. It's so funny. It's so funny.
And they don't even animate properly.
No, it doesn't.
It's not. It shows the same thing every time.
It's always common. It's always just, here's your thing. I mean, listen, they did what they could to get the game, legal in other countries and whatnot.
Well, it wasn't. I mean, the law thing only happened in like a couple of places, and it wasn't that bad. It was just the backlash, was so extreme. But it's so funny.
The
There's
most
like a
downvoted
fifth,
thing on Reddit.
There's like
I
a
think.
fifth of the entire homepage for that game that is just open loot boxes, and the mechanic doesn't exist anymore. If you go to that tab, you can't buy anything, you can't do anything there. Just there's nothing here for you to do.
It's
nothing here.
The
Sorry.
only thing left is like you can still buy the loot box credits, but you can just use it to unlock stuff early. And it's like, okay, whatever.
The only thing you can't unlock equipment early. You can only
It's
unlock
only cosmetics,
skins,
right?
and you unlock
Yeah,
cosmetics, which you can't get through loot boxes because there are no loot boxes.
Exactly.
There
You
are
can get it
some
with credits
skins,
though, and it's
yeah,
pretty generous, all things considered, because the mechanic probably wasn't thought out very
There
well.
are some skins that you can only get with the crystals. You have to use real world money, but they all suck, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
The only good skin that's hard to get is the Darth Maul skin, where he's in his Star Wars Rebels outfit, where he has robot legs and the different lightsaber, and that requires you to get like all milestones with all launch Darkside heroes or something, which is too much.
Too much. I don't mind those kinds of things being there though, because it's like, hey,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
It's for the people who put the miles in. They get the thing. I don't begrudge that.
Oh my
at all.
gosh, you have the Darth bad guy skin at
Yeah.
number 3000 from the comic. Oh my gosh, you're so
Precisely.
good at video games.
Not a real problem.
You have oh my gosh, you have the flaming head in Halo. Oh, we're playing Reach. It doesn't matter anymore.
You have Recon? Oh, we're playing Halo 3, and it also doesn't matter anymore.
It mattered at one time.
It mattered once.
I have a friend who used illicit means to get the Recon helmet in 3, and they
Banned him right before they made it available?
No, they didn't ban. It's weird. He got the weirdest slap on the wrist. It didn't ban him, but it took away all his achievements, and he wasn't allowed to get achievements anymore in that game. But he kept the recon helmet, and he was still allowed to play.
What a weird time. What a weird time the Xbox Live, Xbox 360 era was.
I know.
That was important enough.
That system hardware multiplayer tampering did not get him banned, but I got banned for saying 1,600 Microsoft points to add his friend in my bio. I got permanent banned.
That's what happens, whore.
Well, never mind. No, it's not permanent. In the year 9,999, I become unbanned again, so I just have to wait a little while.
Are you legit? That account is legit still banned?
Yes, it's still banned, and people are like, Joey, why do you care so much about physical games? And it's like, all of my games that I downloaded are gone from that account. It wasn't very many at the time because I didn't have a big hard drive, but it's like, if that happened on my PlayStation account, it's like, God, like, imagine if half the games I had were digital, and it's just locked out of me from now on. Like, it's awful.
LAW says, Jacob, are you still thinking about doing the Uncharted movie rewrite, or have you scrapped that idea? That may happen week after next. We don't know what we're going to be streaming with Josh. I used physical instead of magic on that guy.
Oh my gosh.
We haven't figured it out yet, but we may wind up, one of the things that's on the table for when Josh was in town is to do the Uncharted 2 crushing streams.
Oh, yeah,
But instead of me playing, like I did for Uncharted 1, Joey or Joshua would play, and I would be sitting in the back with headphones on and never say anything, but there would just be over in the corner on the stream, there would be a shot of Final Draft where I would be improvising an Uncharted movie.
While we're sitting here doing our best to not yell expletives.
I have a vague idea of what it would be about, and I would just off the cuff impromptu be writing a script. And my only limitation is it has to be Tom Holland, Nathan Drake.
Oh.
But I'm gonna set it in the 90s.
Okay.
So
listen, I just got done doing all the Mass Effect trilogy on the hardest difficulty, so I mean, I'm a gamer. I can do it. It's definitely not just because some of those classes in those games are overpowered or anything like that. While you beat up on skeletons and Lamias, I gotta run to the bathroom.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I'll be back in a moment.
Go right ahead. The other nice thing is there's no MP in this game. All of the magic is just use it. It's just equipment like the swords or the crossbows or whatever. There's no freaking there's no stupid resource management other than your ability quantities, which aren't pulling from a unified pool. You've got your set quantity of uses for these things. It's so this is what I like. This is the stuff I like, dude. Don't waste my time. Oh boy. Uh-oh, we're getting into slightly more dangerous enemies here. We can't take these guys down in 2 turns with our current configuration. Gonna have to get some real equipment on these boys soon. You guys got to throw questions Joey's way a minute ago. He'll be back sooner than I was because I realized I had another errand to attend to when I was gone. But throw questions my way. What do you want to know from me? Other than the hypothetical writing an Uncharted movie impromptu. Because that may happen. Just depends. That's the kind of thing, I don't know. I don't know if I could do a stream where it's just a camera pointing at my face and I'm just writing and there's some music playing and you guys just talk amongst yourselves. I don't know about that. Might be better to have somebody else playing a game and I'm just not really part of the show.
No. I've got it figured out, okay?
Okay.
Do all that, but have it where whenever they comment, it texts the speeches. It's perfect.
Oh, God.
I promise you nobody will just type in W at the maximum cap capacity. So when do you get to the social links in this game? When do you get to the romance options?
There are none.
I can't play a JRPG if I cannot date the characters.
There is that theory. I think Pat was talking about it on Castle Super Beast at one point, and it would make sense because it's like, what do you do with an MMO at this point where 14 is, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, what if that whole joke about because they did an April Fool's joke when A Realm Reborn was out about like dating the characters, right?
Yeah.
What if you go back to that as a major mechanic in like, you know, in whatever the next expansion is, or even in patches, and the next major arc is you're playing as the Warrior of Light's kid with whatever character you completed an affection quest for.
That's wild.
I'm all about it, I say.
There's a
The
game.
problem is, I doubt that Alize and Alphinaud's mom will be a permitted romanceable
which
character.
isn't fair. It would be hilarious if it's like
I'm their dad
You
now.
have two routes.
Idiot, I hit the wrong one.
You have two routes. You have the regular route and you have that one. And then like if you get with the mom, then it's awkward with Alphinaud and Alize for the rest of the game. They're just like, yeah, dad.
I'm not calling you that.
Just nudges them. It's like, no, we gotta play nice.
It is wild how creating your own character can completely change dynamics in that game in terms of like your age, your presentation of like is Graha, does Graha look up to you or does he want to sleep with you?
Oh no. No, about the I doubt they're brave enough to go dating. There is I guess it's an MMO. I don't know. I only played it out of morbid curiosity a little bit back in the day, but there was a I think it was a PS3, PS4, like PS Vita and PC like MMO called like Onigiri. It's extremely gross. I say gross. It's a very weeaboo game, and I was like, this is even a little bit much for me. But there was like all of the NPCs, like all the main quest people. It's like they had an affinity bar, and I was like, I don't even want to know what happens when the affinity bar goes up. But that game is a running gag in our group where anytime somebody's talking about is like wanting to play a game or what should I do next, like, dude, let's just hop back in on Onigiri, man. Let's just get back in there. Woo! Yeah, 38 gold.
Aldai22 says, just watched Turning Red and loved it. I guess it's too recent to talk about it, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on the movie aside from what you tweeted. I watched that last night. It was a lovely evening. The wind outside was howling. It was cold. This is absolutely a subtweet, but don't worry about it. I poured myself a mug of hot water with nothing in it, and I sat down in a dark room with the sleet outside, and I watched Turning Red at I started at like 11:40 at night, and it was wonderful.
You had to.
What a great movie!
You started watching it so that it would end at the witching hour.
I was honestly, I had a great time with that.
Really?
It was really good.
I was sitting here thinking, I was like, what movie is this?
This is the
like,
Pixar
this
movie
is
that
the
released
Panda movie.
yesterday. That we joked when we went to see Belle. There was a big banner up for it in the lobby, and I was like, "Did you guys see the banner for the Red Panda movie? The theatrical release for that got canceled today."
Yeah.
And that was because a COVID surge was happening in January, and now everywhere's deregulating. On the day that it releases, nobody's wearing a mask anymore.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All these articles about, like, are masks going to be a normal part of life? It's like, they're a normal part of people's lives all over the world. You wear one when you're sick to be, like, polite. Yeah. Or if you're worried, or if you're immunocompromised.
That's only in other countries, because here it's against your rights to do that to you.
No, I'll just do it because you wanna. No. Do it for fun. Okay, I'm gonna...
Do it because some people really like the look of masks. They look cool. Unless they're the uwu masks, then they don't look cool. Then they look degenerate. Wear the uwu mask with your Ahegao hoodie.
Oh my god, that's too much.
I guarantee you that...
Ooh, these enemies are tougher.
I don't know. Oh, it's a bear.
And there's a number of flying enemies. In fact, I think I'm not equipped for this. I'm running away.
Is it a guarantee you're going to withdraw, or
no.
is it chance? Oh, okay.
Percentage chance.
No, I was going to say, I have nothing to back this up, but I know it in my heart that at least half of the people that wear those hoodies definitely have uwu masks that they wear with
I thought you were about to say have definitely not had sex.
We can only hope.
Ooh, I can give this person a really good bow.
Oh my gosh.
They're almost... Though actually, they still got some room left.
It goes from short to long.
It does go from short to long.
It's crazy.
Can I equip that? No, that puts me
I love
on.
the fantasy RPG thing of what's better, the bow or the gun. Gee, I wonder.
Okay, all right. She's now doing real damage. She's the weapon collector. She's a psycho. I guess I shouldn't say psycho. Sound like those people who burned down and she watched deserved it.
Yeah, but she did smile watching people burn.
Hey, you know what?
Hey, I'm
Sometimes-
into it, dude. Hell yeah,
know what to
more
tell
power
ya.
to her.
Yeah,
They didn't care about her. She shouldn't care about them.
certainly sounded that way. Okay, let's see here. All right, can't give him that. Let's see what else we got though. That pushes
Complete
him over the
Mystery
limit.
says, "What's your thoughts on Disney World?"
Fun.
That's one of those. It's. There's so many aspects of it. I guess
Big place.
it's a cool thing. We've both been to Disney World a decent
Yeah, and I
amount
feel
of
we've
times.
talked about it a decent amount on the show
Yeah.
too. Because you've taken trips there while we were even doing like in the vicinity of
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
been there probably since. I don't think I've been there since we started doing the show. Honestly,
Really?
I don't think so.
Oh my
no.
gosh. I mean, if
At
it
this
wasn't
point-
for
at
my
this-
mom being obsessed, I wouldn't have probably.
At this point, I am not going to go there until a year after the Tron ride is open, so I can actually get on the Tron
Yes.
ride. But then I will.
You
go.
don't want to make your an entire day of your trip dedicated to waiting in line there.
No, I want to be able to ride it twice. Frankly.
Yeah, no. I mean, we're both very interested in Disney World. My mom has the absolute love and affection, and I'm too cynical for that sort of thing because it's like you're a big corporate money machine, but it's fun. I enjoy Disney World. We have fun talking about the various rides and the concepts.
Yeah.
Go watch the Funkland Fast Pass video. It's fascinating.
Oh yeah.
It's a good one. You kept pushing it on me, and I kept being like, yes, I want to watch it, but it's an hour and like a half. And then I started watching Noah Catwalk Gervais videos. I was like, oh man, inject the 7-hour-long videos into my veins.
Inject a 7-hour-long, incorrectly ordered Resident Evil video into my veins. When he said I'm playing them in chronological order, I was like, what? Huh? You're gonna start with 0? And then later on in the video, he gets to 0, and he was like, boy, what a mistake! This game sucks! It also really, because he's like not that complimentary towards Resident Evil 4, and I'm like, yeah, because you played 2 and 3 remake and then went to 4.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh,
No,
it's-
more accurately, he played 2 and 3 remake, then played like Code Veronica and a bunch of other ones that are not good. And then he's like, oh, okay, an action one again.
Good.
And oh, it's not quite the same as what I was expecting. It's a little clunkier.
Yeah, that's a thing that I've changed my view on quite a bit over the years. Where it's like back in the day, it's like if I had the choice, I was always wanting to go chronological because in my head it's like order of information. It's like, well, obviously if there's a prequel, I need to watch it first because you're getting to order.
Always wrong.
It really is. It really is always wrong.
It is always, you always consume in release order. It's just incorrect to do it any other way.
Yeah, like I said,
It's that simple.
I completely 180'd on that. It's like now I'm like whatever, just give it to me. I will probably do it release order, or I will look online and see if what other people say, but then still probably just do release order.
Alrighty, we should do a bit more against these boys now.
The bears in Elden Ring are big and scary. This bear is nothing in comparison.
Yeah, I've got weapons. I'm limited in what I can give these guys because their PP is so low, and in fact, I should probably be giving them better armor, but instead I'm
You just want to melt.
I can't give them even slightly better armor because I've given them guns and swords that are like 2 tiers above where they should be,
Well,
including this.
Listen, it's it's the classic argument of they can't hurt you if you're dead.
Oh my god, Ninja Bunny. With the we've talked before about Ninja Bunny's awful
beautiful
takes.
takes.
RE4's the worst of the 4, 5, 6 trilogy. Oh my god.
You can go.
Oh, we lost one. One's dead.
Uh-oh. No, Elva. Listen, you can go have that conversation with like people that are actually like big on Resident Evil. I just look at it from a distance and go, that's neat. I'll watch this 7-hour video on it. I'll watch some playthroughs. I understand what that take involves, but it's like that's not a hill I'm gonna die on. Oh my gosh, there's electricity sound effects.
Yeah, that wizard has got reflect on. We can't shoot a magic spell at him.
Oh no. I like his art quite a bit. Wait, he's just
All the art in this game is really
He's
good.
just a dude. Why is he down here?
Don't worry about it.
Come on, man.
Maybe he was an adventurer.
And
And he took an arrow to the knee.
he's been corrupted.
I wasn't going there. I said he used to be an adventurer, and then the meme
then-
sprung into my head unbidden, unwelcome.
Free thinkers when they hear knee in a video game and arrows being involved.
You can't use abilities on the field.
Is that a shark? Oh, baby.
Yeah, that's a shark. Joey,
I love it.
Joey,
Oh, no. You
you're
don't
on
have
floor like 5.
You don't have to tell me. I love it. Don't worry.
No, I'm just saying that you meet some real weirdos in this game.
You meet some characters.
I haven't even gotten that far, and I've met some weirdos.
Listen, Sir Cat solidified that for me. Yeah,
The Sir Cat's bio is so funny. What do we call him? Cat?
Sir Cat.
Sir Cat. Okay. Let's move on.
I love that they just found this thing and are like, you wanna chill? You wanna come? Oh, you got the party member up. I didn't even notice.
I just used resurrection on him. You can't use. There are only certain abilities that can be used in the field. So, for example, right now I've got Wanderer tracking. I've got lesser ascension, and shift. Shift lets me move to these spaces.
Okay.
This is not really relevant to us right now.
But if that little spot had like a level 70 enemy, then you could just ignore it.
Also, if that was closer, I could skip an entire section of the maze,
Yeah.
hypothetically. And sometimes there are little islands of squares you can't get to otherwise.
Oh, okay.
Lesser and greater ascension mean go up a floor, or I think in lesser form it is just up one floor or down one floor. I have to be standing on a correspondingly available tile. So if on the floor above us there is not a walkable tile on Y20x63, I can't go up.
Okay.
So when you're trying to go up, you spend a lot of time walking around and mashing the button until you find an appropriate tile. Or going
Gotcha.
down or whatever.
Sablong says sharks, gators, and bears. Oh my. Where was it? Oh, Videosity 1 says gator, shark, and bear. You got attacked by Florida. It's like also that wizard. You could find one of those in Florida too.
There's a boar, there's a griffin there. I'm sure we can find one of those in Florida. Go to Disney World, you can find one.
I'm sure they got bears big enough to be mistaken. I am sure that some police department there has gotten a call from some drunk guys talking about how he saw a griffin.
Joe, we were talking about Turning Red briefly there. If I hadn't watched it literally last night, and if I wasn't planning on probably watching it with my folks and with Joshua once he was back in town, I would watch it again with you.
Really, that good?
Three's kind of an upper limit for me on watching a movie back to back within the span of
Yes.
2 weeks. But no, it was really good. It was. There was somebody had a really bad take that normally I wouldn't linger on this sort of thing because whatever. But somebody was like, some critic was like, I didn't like the movie. It isn't for me because it's basically about a teenage girl going through puberty.
Yes.
And people were like, the point is to be empathetic with other films, asshole. But it's like if somebody doesn't like the movie, I'm not like the specific comments that went nuclear were like, it's not for me. I don't get it. I'm not a teenage girl in Toronto in the year 2002. I don't understand who is. And it's like expand your brain slightly, pal.
Yes.
But that being said, as a dude, there was a specific moment where the character's mother appears and says, "You forgot this." It's not the line. I'm not going to say the actual line.
Yes.
When it happened, it was a very, very specific experience.
Uh-huh.
Didn't matter. For a fleeting 2 seconds, I forgot I was watching a movie, and I'm pretty sure I screamed.
Oh God.
No, you can't do that. It is no, that's good. It's a good ass movie. It remains to be seen how much impact it has on me because frankly, one of the problems with Pixar's outings lately is that they've all been kind of low impact. Like none of their movies have been that bad.
They
but
just don't stick with you.
They don't stick. They kind of slip off my mind. And And some of them I actually think that's kind of a strength. Like I really like how I really like how
no.
I really like
Shoot
how
that
chill
gator.
I really like how chill Luca is. Their movie from last year. I've been meaning to make a video about Luca. Meaning to make a video about Encanto.
I don't know anything about Luca other than I saw the whole thing where it's like, you know, these movies. It's like, what if cars had feelings? What if so and so had feelings? And Luca's like, what if Italians had feelings?
That one's really weird because it's got like one thing that is a problem for me with a lot of these movies is the high concept twist. Sometimes gets in the way. So like for example, Inside Out is a good example where it's about like the emotions living inside of a girl's head, right? It's like it's really about those little cartoon characters inside of her mind's eye.
Yes.
And we only cut to the live action a couple of times. That movie's pretty good. That was like 6 years ago now. Coco, the high concept twist, boy gets sent to the afterlife, right? You know, you got it. The freaking Soul, the high concept twist was dude dies and his soul gets sent to the afterlife, but he rejects this fate. Spends a little time in the afterlife interacting with a new soul that hasn't gone to Earth yet. They both wind up back on Earth. This doesn't matter. For me, I was watching the movie. I was like, I would much prefer this was just a film about this dude being a music teacher and trying to play a jazz club.
Right.
I could lose all of this magic stuff, and I think the movie would just be better. Even if you cut like, if you reduced all the time in the afterlife stuff by like 20 minutes. Or reduced or changed around the stuff when they get back. I was like, I would much rather just be watching a movie about a dude trying to get a gig playing at a jazz club and trying to figure out what his life's all about.
But the kids,
yeah, F them kids.
No, you don't understand. Kids are stupid. They don't like anything. We have to make it big and flashing stupid.
Kids are gonna be real confused by this Turning Red movie when the characters start playing with Tamagotchis and they pull out a camcorder and they're freaking and I guess boy bands haven't really gone away. They're just K-pop now.
Yeah.
Freaking, I gotta tell you something. I was the whole movie. I was watching. I was like, this color, because I'd seen the trailers too. I was like, this color palette's really interesting. I like this color palette a lot. And then there was one shot of Toronto's skyline, and I went, oh, it's the Sailor Moon color palette. God, I just figured it out. I just figured out what's going on with this film.
I thought you were gonna say that the room was yellow, and you saw a blue hue come in, and you were thinking about taller girl.
They aren't. Too tall, too girl. No, freaking, there aren't any, like, skyline shots until the last third of the movie. But when you get to the last third of the movie, there are, like, 5 or 6 different, just, like, shots of skyline, and it's like, that is a Sailor Moon skyline shot. You know the ones that I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
with those gorgeous, like, pastel gradient colors. And it's,
the colors that have defined some people's entire aesthetic sense.
For their entire life.
It is like a 20% section of like Tumblr and Pinterest and stuff. Yeah.
As someone who is
to be
not,
fair, it's good.
As someone who's only watched a little, I know a lot of Sailor Moon lore and storyline stuff. I haven't watched a lot of it because I've tried and I was like, not happening. But as someone who is not in there, I think the thing that has the most impact on me about Sailor Moon is those skyline shots that are all over Tumblr.
The funniest, so same with me. I've never really given it a chance because it just doesn't interest me. I'm sure it's fine, but it's not something that I've ever had much interest in. I didn't know, even in my early budding weeaboo days, I didn't know about it, and it was a guy in our class who I was friends with, but it's like it's the closest thing to like a Chad that our class had. And he's like, "Bro, you don't know about Sailor Moon?" I was like, "What? No, I've never heard of this." It's like dude doesn't even watch anime at all. He didn't know about like Naruto or Bleach or anything. He'd just be like, "Oh yeah, no, bro, Sailor Moon though." I was like, "Okay, tell me what it is." He's like, "Magical girls." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
I wish I liked magical girl stuff more because secret identity, teenage drama, Spider-Man stuff, I like all that. I haven't been able to get into any of the actual anime stuff about that. It's just I guess other than Belle, but she's not a magical girl.
Yeah, but it's the same. It's the same
overarching. But no, I've realized type. between Belle and the Rigel Black Chronicles, and to a lesser extent, Turning Red, I've realized girl who has deep-seated personal problems takes on alternate identity, which either exacerbates the problems or helps them to explore the problems, and in the end they become a better, more complete person by consolidating the identities. I've realized this is my new favorite character.
So Hannah Montana.
Yes, Hannah Montana.
Gotcha.
Hannah Montana is the original magical girl.
Exactly. It's perfect. Yeah, magical girl's not really a genre. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, on.
That's what feels good in this game, is pulling that kind of stuff off. That's when you're like, a masterpiece.
Big numbers, big money, big XP all at once.
I was on a business trip a month or so ago now. Guy... Uh-oh, this guy's got reflect. I can't use magic on him.
Oh my god.
It's a man, not the right age to have been into, like, he's a decade or two older than me, probably.
Uh-huh.
Decade older than me, probably. Absolutely not the right age to have, been involved in any of Miley Cyrus's early career. Multiple times mentioned how sexy Miley Cyrus is now.
That's not what I was expecting to hear. Gave me a shiver. Now I thought it was gonna end up being like a fella that I met that was a friend of your family's. That English was not his first language, I don't imagine. But we were barely talking about video games. Older gentleman, and he was like, I didn't know we were talking about video games. He's like, "You like role playing?" I was like, "What?" Like, the role play, and I was like, I mean, I get it, but not
about
really.
Sex?
No, he is like, like Final Fantasy. Like in my head, I was like, oh, RPG. Yeah, no, I do like those. Yeah, but it was like it was a cold sweat that broke out over me. I'm like, dude, you're like 2 decades older than me, and you're asking me about RP. What's like? My brain was racing. I was like, there is no way I'm getting this right. There's no way I understand this correctly. But I was scared. I was frightened.
I was under the impression it was, I just had to get to, it was the 7th floor. It would be where I was. Hold on, let me look this up.
Oh no, his theory is being disproven on stream right now.
It wasn't a theory. I was told. The internet told me.
Videosity 1 says, anyone else into Card Captor? I've never seen Card Captor Sakura, but our school in one of the elementary classrooms just had a VHS of it, and I always thought that was the funniest thing. I was like, why on earth?
Why is Card Captor Sakura just sitting there?
Why is it just chilling? I mean, I know the answer is just, I'm sure they got a bulk of, kids VHSs, and it was just there, but it was very weird. Wandering.
Odd.
Level 7, 1. So it is this one. It's not left or right.
It's the next floor down, which means
Right.
I can cheat my way to victory. There she is. Now, our party composition is full.
I see.
I'm going to take this dude out and put her in for now. And now we just got to get them back upstairs. We're going to, well, he's marked now. We'll know where he is because we actually have him on the, yeah, we just can see him. So I just got to get another floor down and take the teleporter back up, drop off some of our teammates here, and then and we can come back and get him. And we will have acquired a new party member.
Okay. Just like that.
Just like that. It's that, and it's as simple as that.
Easy. It's that easy. So is it, instead of it being 4-7, is for these, like, if they're level 7?
I guess it must be the floor down from
Okay.
that. Yeah, I don't know. There we go. Two-way teleporter.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's got, like, cool equipment on her or something. What's she carrying? Nah.
What's
pretty
that
standard
ring?
stuff. Magical defense when equipped. I'm pretty sure I have ring. I'm pretty sure I have an amber ring. That's not that special. But she is on, like, floor 7, so.
I was gonna say you're quite a higher level. So.
Yeah. Oh, she's actually, I didn't even notice that. She's perfectly on par with everybody else that I have on my team here.
Oh my goodness gracious.
But no, so the thing to note about the other reason to have a backup team is that normally this will not be a concern, but you can wipe. Typically, I've lost a party member or two, and then I've simply, because you can avoid encounters is the good thing.
Yes.
You can skip past them, you can warp between floors and whatever. But if you get to if you do wipe, then you just have to start from the top again. You have to go rescue those guys. You'd have to go manually get them. There is also a abandoned party, which just leaves your 4 guys on the tile while they're standing and warps you back up to the top. I don't know how you would ever get in a situation that's so untenable you would need that, but I guess maybe I'll find out. What square am
How
I
does
going
that
to?
work,
59, 39.
actually? I was going to say, if you could just regain control of the whole party, that'd be one thing, but you can't, can you? You would only be able to take, like, 1 or 2 members out at a time from it.
Say that one more time.
I was going to say, you can't just reclaim control of the entire party. You would have to manually add each person from the party to move them, right? Once you abandon
Yes, that's
them.
correct.
Maybe if like you're at a very low level and there's a tough encounter, you're like, okay, I'm going to have these members in reserve so that I can, clear out the floor and then bring them in. But I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm not. It seems like it's more to give you options. I don't know. It's
Hey,
again, it's a very technical.
Giving the
focused
players
game, just gives you a lot
options
of
is never a
stuff,
bad thing. Even if it doesn't make a lot of sense, there's always going to be 1 or 2 weirdo scenarios where it does make sense.
Yeah.
So you know what? Why not, right?
We're gonna use all of our abilities.
All right.
Add him back in here. Just gotta randomly mash on floors to be able to travel.
What is this song? Give it to me.
This is Persona 5 Royal. This is Gentle Madman. This is the final dungeon theme.
Okay. Okay, yeah, of course. It was bothering me. Dang, yeah, okay. I'm mad. I'm mad I didn't get that. Because in my head, I was like, this is Persona, but whatever.
Yeah, this is the new final dungeon in Royal.
Yeah. It probably doesn't help that Spotify has a standard 5 music, but not Royal, so I've been listening to a lot of standard 5, but not a lot of Royal music.
Boom, boom, boom. Hey, I've actually my first Wandering character. I haven't pulled that off before.
Wahoo!
We should go get the.
We should go
get this boy.
Get Kirito.
No, honestly, we should probably actually wrap up relatively soon. We can chat with people for a little while longer, but we should probably wrap up in the next, 20, 30 minutes or so. Because I need to eat dinner at some point. You kind of ate when you came over here, but I
did,
haven't
and
eaten
there's
anything.
there's the mystery food in the fridge that I put in there that I'm still
Mystery
wondering.
food makes it sound very different from what it is.
You say that. Anything you get on the cheap from Taco Bell is mystery food until you lay your eyes on it. I never even opened it up. I just put it in there. I just trust that I know what it is, but I don't really know. It's some shell that's got something out of the meat pump and some cheese, I'm sure.
Yoshikapor says, will the research runs profile pic ever be updated, or will it always be that?
That's crazy. Fafnir. Oh, you're using. Wait, no, you're. Oh, okay, no, sorry.
This is the same party we had before. I just rearranged them. A
Yeah,
bit.
no, I saw speed 65 and thought that was level 65, and I looked over and was like, "What are you doing?"
No, we're good. Don't worry about it.
Damn, if Fafnir's a level 9 enemy, I can only imagine what the later game enemies are. I say that Fafnir's gonna be level 9, and then
Oh crud, idiot.
a Sir Cat evil version is going to be level 78.
Sir Cat palette swap with yellow eyes.
It's just going to be that color palette of Kirby from Smash Brothers, the black with the
Yeah,
glowing
for
yellow
sure.
eyes.
The Mr. Game & Watch variation.
Oh no.
That's the version that can fight Black and White Sora.
You're right.
A Heartless.
He does no hurt.
I hate how stupid Sora is now. I hate it. I saw a comment on a video the other day about how his characterization changed. It's just like, God, we've had so much taken from us. We've had so much taken from us. And every time I see someone on Twitter like, he's just my good boy, I'm like, yeah, but he used to be a person,
He
though.
used to be a he used to be a person.
he's been lobotomized for your pleasure, apparently.
He got like the treatment that you would do in like a fan service game. He got the treatment of like the
Persona
characters
Q games.
Yeah, where it's like these were characters, but we're stripping them down to the bare archetypes.
Every single line of dialogue GA has is about meat.
Yep, stuff like that. Rise is Uwu Senpai the entire time. Just do that with Sora. I love my friends. I don't like fighting, but I'll fight. Sora, Donald, Goofy. He got an ice pick and between we're going to get Kingdom Hearts 2.87 HD decentralized PSX edition. And we're gonna see that he got an ice pick through the nose.
I love that all of the lore explanations for like, oh, maybe when he was like unconscious. It's like, no, because he was fine in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
So it happened between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Dream Drop Distance. You know what it is? He went back to school and public education did that to him.
You're absolutely correct. 100%.
Public education on Destiny Islands ain't so good. Ooification beams, as Circo does.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure Dr. Doofenshmirtz invented that at one point.
Oh god.
Behold, Perry the Platypus, the Ooificationinator.
I don't like these golems.
I guess it would just be Ooooinator. The Ooooinator! That may have been unclear. I said ooh. It's an internet thing. It's like UWU. It has to do with being cute or something. Vanessa explained it to me. I don't really know. But I'm running short on ideas.
What was it that was it Uwu that somebody explained to Mark Hamill on Twitter a while back, where somebody said something, he's like, what is that?
Might have been, I don't know.
I don't know what I'm remembering something in the ballpark, but I don't know. Also, these golems are a problem. Don't like them. They look cool though. I'm gonna say that about I need to stop commenting on the designs.
There's a lot of cool enemy
There's
designs.
a lot
in
of
this
cool
game.
designs. Cool designs are neat.
What is the technological level of Destiny Islands Astro Rock Zero? They have electricity.
They do.
Fairly confident because I think we see lanterns that I'm pretty sure are electric. No, there's like neon wrapped around one of them. So they at least have electricity.
Yes.
They might not be like
Not on the island itself. Not on
the play island,
not
on the
play
main
but on
island
the main
in that one
island,
scene
yeah.
with Kyrie and Selphie, we do see like neon lights around what could be an electric or like gas lantern. It's unclear. But most of their structures seem to be wooden, but then we only see buildings like kind of near the coast. We see like very low quality JPEG of a larger town closer to the mountain. I think it's fair to assume that
Oh
they
my
are...
gosh.
Oh,
Sorry.
ooh.
John T just informed me that Strikers and Royal soundtrack were added to Spotify, so
They
we
were,
in
yeah.
it now, boys. Heck yeah. I'm gonna
Did you see that the
dealing with that
freaking
when I
Square
get home.
Enix has officially made a music page on
Yes,
YouTube
yes.
that just has the game soundtracks now? You know the constant thing of like Nintendo, if you're taking all these companies, if you're taking the soundtracks down, put them up. Square did
They
it.
did it.
Of all people.
Somebody got a bright idea, and we're all very thankful for it.
Can Perry make the uwu face? Says Blong.
I don't think he
so.
physically can.
I don't think his bill can do that.
that would be tremendous damage.
That's why you need the Inator for it.
I don't claim to know much about the anatomy of a platypus, but I can only imagine it would be bad.
I forget. I always get the guys mixed up. One of the main guys who did that show, I did Physical and Stuff Magic, is on like TikTok and stuff. I'm not on TikTok, but they get reposted on Twitter
Yeah,
and
of course.
YouTube and things. And he was talking about like how, people said, why'd you make the platypus, blue? Platypuses aren't blue, right? It's like, I did it because it's a good color. But check out this study from 2 years ago where it turns out that under specific circumstances in certain kinds of water, certain platypi have the ability, like their skin like bioluminates a sickly blue. So as it turns out, we were actually ahead of the scientific curve.
God, I wish bioluminescence was like it was in fantasy. It is under the ocean, but
I ain't going there.
I would in a heartbeat.
Keep that shit away from me.
No, get me to it. I don't even care.
I was in an
I'm too
aquarium for the
interested.
first
I'm
time in a
crazy.
long time a little while ago, and I was like, what a cool place. What a cool aquarium. This is a nice place, right? Yeah, I'm glad these sons of bitches are nowhere near me. River life? So it ain't even out there? It's like just down the street from me? I'm not going in there. Keep that away from me.
What's that article where it's like fish like walks on land, breathes air, threatens to destroy Australia? No, see, you and I are the opposite. I acknowledge the spooky, I acknowledge all that stuff, but I don't care. It's too cool to me.
Keep it away.
You ever seen the jellyfishes that look like aliens?
I will fight an opponent I can see. I can't see fish. It's too dark down there.
It
They
is
have
too
the
dark.
advantage.
It's very cool though. I would do it in a submarine.
Incorrect. If I can't see it, I can't fight it, so I'm not going up against it.
Paradise Lost.
This is the next area after the underworld. You'd think the underworld would be later.
Well,
I don't know
too
what kind of
early.
environments we're gonna get later.
Maybe
in
you're
this
gonna get
game.
the mega underworld.
So we can't hear because we have music on. You do have just environmental sound here of like kind of wind, and I think you can hear birds chirping and stuff. But we're not concerning ourselves with that. This is a 15-minute extended. Next track. Oh no, I got zapped. All my magic defense is already down.
My
But these guys have
God.
no physical defense.
Very good.
Easy peasy. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you run into enemies, it's like, easy. An easy enemy for me to fight. Thank you. And sometimes you run into stuff that gives you real trouble. This game can very suddenly kick your ass, but it can also be a very chill experience. It's an interesting thing we got going on here.
JG says, I was in a Tennessee aquarium once, not doxing myself. I don't live near Tennessee, and got my heart broken up with. I hope you mean with a person, not a fish. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have these memories and that it probably feels like the ocean hurt you, but it wasn't their fault. It wasn't the puffer fish and the octopi and the snow crabs, all them. They didn't do that to you. If anything, I'm sure they would have comforted you if they could, because fish are friends, not food.
That ambushed me a little bit there, that Finding Nemo reference.
Noruega says Joey sounds like the white guy in a horror movie, just like me. Yeah, no, in a lot of circumstances, I can be reasonable, but the deep ocean is just so damn fascinating that it's like, no, that's fine.
Yeah, so we just walked
I want to
into-
be James Cameron. I want to hop in there.
We just showed up in Lost Paradise or whatever. Yosh Kapoor just said, I guess you could say you were a stranger in paradise.
Literally, you said paradise, and I was going to form that joke if it wasn't already. Oh. Yeah.
Godzilla King of Kaiju says, sudden ass kicking sounds kinky, especially when there's electricity involved. Like what just happened there. Can I say something? I was thinking about something lately. I was thinking a lot about Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
Because I like Final Fantasy VII a lot. I like Final Fantasy VII Remake a lot. The compilation of Final Fantasy VII, hit or miss, right?
Yeah.
You haven't seen it yet, but we've talked about what's that movie called? Advent Children, right?
Yeah, my friend bought it on DVD back in the day, even though he'd never touched a Final Fantasy.
We've talked about that movie a little bit before, and I'm like, I am in the camp of like, Cloud being depressed is fine. It makes perfect sense. If you went through everything that he did and lived,
And
once the adrenaline comes down, and then you get diagnosed with cancer, you'd be depressed. Like him being depressed in that movie is fine. Makes perfect sense. I have no problem with Cloud being upset in that movie. The rest of the movie around it is just kind of weird. And people will go like, oh yeah, the remnants are lame or whatever. It's like, I'm one of like 2 people on the planet that's fine with the remnants. My problems with that movie are everywhere else. Largely, and also in the way that it's like shot and edited. That movie's just ugly.
It can't be worse than... you can't be shot and edited worse than Kingsfield.
It's very similar to Kingsglaive, dude.
Kingsglaive, sorry.
It's very similar to Kingsglaive. But my big problem is that, okay, in Advent Children, you literally see like Cloud and Tifa, even though they live in the same house, sleep in different beds. Like it's freaking I Love Lucy, and again, whatever. He's depressed, right? They're not going at it or whatever. But I remember why this was brought back to my memory. I'll tell you why I was thinking about this in a second.
Okay.
But basically, I found out that the suggestive scene in 7 original, that you can get where it's implied that Cloud and Tifa sleep together, that was supposed to be more explicit. And it got toned down.
No.
But or made vaguer, I guess. I have a new hero, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Basically, I was thinking about Cloud and Tifa and their relationship and the characters and the compilation. And we only have like 20 seconds of Cloud canonically after Advent Children.
Yeah.
Because the only thing after that in the timeline is Dirge of Cerberus, which is about Vincent Valentine.
Yeah.
And Cloud, Tifa, and Barrett are each in it for 30 seconds in an FMV to be in the trailer.
Of course.
Um,
It's all the ones you like.
yeah, the only further
Sorry
screen
about
time
that.
they have at one point is when you're going through the final dungeon as Vincent, he gets a phone call and he can talk
And
with
it says, "Hey,
and
it's
he,
me,
he
your
ta- he
buddy."
ta- he briefly talks with
Cloud.
Cloud, Tifa, and Barrett. Hold on, Yush just said, remember when they brought out the Audi when they announced Kingsglaive?
Yeah.
Can I say something about Kingsglaive? That Audi has the only moment from that movie that has not slid off of my brain.
Are you talking about the building?
When it goes between the two
Yeah, and
buildings,
he starts driving
and he
up.
starts driving. That's because what that movie is so devoid of is like interesting, creative, like
Yes.
actual choreography and ideas. Because it's like
Well, we don't know that because you can't,
can't see
half
anything.
The choreography.
it's like what it's like. Okay, what you got your fantastical setting. Show me give me something clever. Show me something interesting. When he's in that car and he gets wedged between those two buildings, you're like, oh, this is a predicament. And then he hits the gas. Oh my god, that was the best. I was like falling asleep, an hour
and
and,
then
a
you
half in
see
that
that,
movie.
and you're like, yeah.
I felt alive again.
It's like I can't remember hardly anything from that.
But you
movie.
remember
But
that.
I remember that one. I
'Cause
remember.
you've never seen anything like it.
I remember that. I remember a Marlboro, and I remember falling, and I remember all over the camera, and I think there was a ring involved, and I remember seeing a very grotesque rotting body.
Game of Thrones was there. Can I ask something else about that movie? Because I watched some clips of it relatively recently.
I just want a cleaned up version of that movie.
Yeah, that's not where the motion blur is
Yes.
killing you. I will say Aaron Paul is legitimately trying his best. He's the only guy in the movie who has any idea what's going on, and he is sincerely trying. The script is bad, so it's not doing him any favors, but he is trying his best. Oh, this is appropriate for where we are right now.
Oh, it is, yeah. What was that song that was just playing a second ago? Because I was jamming to
Oh
it.
crud! I don't even know. It went away. Oh, I think it was A Hat in Time. It was
Of course
it was
it always is.
I think it was a Pink Paw Station from A Hat in Time.
This happened the last time I was over here. That song came on. I was like, damn, that's good. What is that? And of course, it's always Hat in Time with the good music.
Hattie Time.
Oh, it's a ghost, but stronger.
Yeah, level 10 now. Anyway, talking about Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah. Off of our
For
tangent,
me,
off my anger at
where
Kingsglaive.
we see a tiny bit of Cloud, but he's still unfortunately characterized basically the way that he was in Advent Children.
Yeah.
Just but not enough that it really matters. But it's like, bummer, right?
Yes.
Especially because the whole point of Advent Children is it ends with Cloud smiling for the first time in the entire film, and him basically going, everything is going to be all right now.
Yep.
It is him finally processing the trauma of what happened to him in 7, right? So you'd want to see him be happy, right? You and I have watched, I got you caught up on the most recent episode of SAO Abridged last time you were over here. I was just thinking about if there was ever an event in 7 after Advent Children again, right?
Yeah.
You would have to have when Cloud goes up against with proper Cloud personality, proper remake personality, where he tries to be cool and make jokes, but also post 7 where he's much more comfortable and doesn't care as much about his. You have to have a villain who's like, I'm not going to hold back, Cloud, and then he does the Kirito line of oh, I don't mind. My wife punches me during sex.
Oh no.
Yes, Yash Kapoor, Cloud beat the cancer. He managed to beat the cancer. He did magic.
He was strong.
He killed Sephiroth and that beat the cancer. That's not a joke. That's what happened.
I know enough about it to know that you're not joking. Oh, what a man! Remake sure was fun. I like where I'm at in Final Fantasy VII, where it's I played the original once with you, and I've played remake, and I really enjoyed it.
Uh-oh. Dead. I was afraid of that. Knock down her magic defense and then her HP in one
Oh,
go.
I thought you meant the stream was dead.
No. We're good.
Okay.
No worries.
I wish it was this easy to resurrect the stream. Just
No
press
kidding.
a button.
Safe. Might be time. These guys have leveled up a bit more. It might be time to try and put them in better armor. Because they might have enough proficiency points. Yeah, I got like 10 spare on each of these guys now. I've actually put them in better armor.
Oh,
All right,
heck
let's
yeah.
go. Lowers her speed, but a lot of defense there.
That's tough. That's tough, because speed's good.
A lot. Oh, it's only by 1 point, though. Well, lowers her speed by 1 point.
Okay, no.
Yeah, okay, that
Nah.
the thing she has on is 1 point of speed. This one's 0. Yeah, absolutely, she's getting this. Okay. I mean, I guess I could put it on somebody else, but I don't care. All right, physical defense. That boosts the speed way back up. We got a bunch of them. We got 8 of those. Damn. All right.
Ooh. I was wondering. I didn't know if that was cost or what. I'm not
That's
how many you got.
That's quantity. Their PP cost is underneath the tab. That's 12 PP. It says down there at the bottom.
I gotcha.
8 is just the quantity that we have in our inventory.
You don't want to put the Carbonara mail on? You got 5 of those.
God, I mean, I could give. No, there's not enough PP to give them that. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, no. That's too much. This helmet is too good.
Ooh.
Back to this real quick. Okay, it's just too much. It's too much. Crud, hold on. 5 PP. Well, it's better than the 25 she had before, so that's fine.
We've had a few comments asking about thoughts on the new Batman, but I don't think either of us have seen it, have they?
Nope.
No, I have 2 friends who have watched it, and they both were very kind about it. They said it was very good, enjoyed it quite a bit. I only found out recently that it's literally 3 hours long. That's something.
Hold on a second.
The biggest compliment that I've heard from it is that it's 3 hours long, but it doesn't feel like you're watching it for 3 hours. Oh, we're getting a phone call.
You're good. You keep going.
Okay.
I'm fine. I assume you're.
Yeah, no.
It's fine. You
Yeah, no. I plan on watching it eventually, but I'll do it with. I have a bunch of comic book like nerd movie friends, and I know eventually we'll just watch it all together. So I'm not in a rush for it. But I've heard good things about it. I heard Robert Pattinson did a pretty good job, so good for him. Glad he was able to get out of do all these neat movies and not just be stuck with Twilight. So I'm into Lighthouse. That's an interesting movie. That's a high concept movie, and I'm a stupid movie goer. I enjoyed it enough, but it was that sure was a movie. He did a good job in it, both him and Mr. Defoe.
Very cold here.
Yeah. Us talking about Final Fantasy VII. I really do think I'm gonna download Integrate like soon and start playing it. I really wanna get back into that. Enjoyed Remake so much. But I'm good at what I was going to be talking about earlier is like, I'm good at where I'm at in Final Fantasy VII, where it's like, I played the original, I played Remake, and I enjoyed it. I don't think I really want to go on diving through all the extra content, like Dirge of Cerberus and all that, and Advent Children and that. I know there was a lot of people's like teenage years, and they absolutely loved it. It's like, I don't really want to hop into any of that. I was just talking about how... All right, finishing my thought earlier, it's like, I'm good at where I am with Final Fantasy VII, like lore and the world, where it's like, I played the game and I played the other game. I told
you the basics of Crisis Core.
You told me Crisis Core, and I've heard the summaries about Dirge of Cerberus and the Advent Children's and all these other things, and I'm like...
Have you actually read like summaries? Did you watch like the Clemson video on Dirge of Cerberus?
No, I was going to, but I forgot. I forgot about that.
Dirge of Cerberus is the optimal way to experience Dirge of Cerberus.
Yeah. Of course, it doesn't matter even if I did want to experience these because I don't have the mains.
When Dirge stuff showed up in the Yuffie trailers, and people were like, "Do I need to play Dirge?" I was like, "No, you don't need to do that to yourself. Go watch this video by Clemson with the cover. You don't need to play Dirge to follow what's happening in this game."
Hey, Kia Eki. I probably have to say that fast. But they say, Joey, you look like a wiki. Yeah, you know, as I was watching that movie, like, all the other stuff was going over my head, and I was like, yeah, being a lighthouse attendant would be neat. It's hard work, but it's rewarding work. And then I watched the rest of the movie, and it didn't really change my opinion, but things like the lighthouse job, or what you call it, like the towers like out in like the middle of like national forests and stuff, like the extremely lonely jobs. It's like there's a little bit of appeal to that, you know. It's a little bit of that where I'm like, yeah, that could be neat. Oh my gosh. this really is the B team now.
Guess so.
Is this also Hat in Time, or is this something?
This is Xenoblade Chronicles.
One?
This is McConn's field. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh my God.
I don't know that I have any Xenoblade Chronicles 2 music on.
I
Maybe
d-
they just be Rolling the Waste and nothing else.
I've not listened to the soundtrack proper. I've heard some of the songs from Smash, and that's it.
Roaming the Wastes is the only track from 2 that I just know. It's really good. The rest of it, I don't really know 2's soundtrack.
Still haven't played 2, haven't even touched it, but they announced 3, and I was just like, yeah. Looking good.
Because it's,
I want to see how it goes. I have not played 1, but I've seen a full playthrough of it. I played Chronicles X. That is a fun but flawed game. I've not played.
anybody who cares
I haven't played
about
Waifu Sword.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 spoilers, mute the video until I put this object down. I'm gonna start spoiling that vague spoilers at the ending of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 coming up. 5, 4,
Mute the stream if you care.
1. Oh crap.
What?
I haven't been mic'd, yeah.
Oh no, you've still been muted.
Yeah. Oh well.
Uh-oh.
You guys could have vaguely heard me over Joey's mic, just not that well. It's fine. I'm gonna vaguely spoil some
Xenoblade Chronicles
Xenoblade
2.
Chronicles 2 stuff.
So if you care at all, just mute until he puts that remote down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The game ends with Rex and crew crossing the dimensional, and they Shulk and Fiora like show up at the end, and it's like, oh wow, the dimensions are, and 3 looks like the dimensions are gonna converge. So it's like, if you like Xenoblade 1 but don't like Xenoblade 2 or vice versa, well, you got a 50-50 on liking this because it's just both of them now.
Wonderful.
All right, that's all.
I feel like I feel like there was a tinge of that in X, but I don't know for sure. It's been a minute, and there's a lot of mumbo jumbo talk towards the end of that game, and there's a lot of
what game?
Chronicles X.
Sure, yeah.
There's a lot of mumbo jumbo talk, and there's a lot of this is just like the hit TV show Lost. We never should have left. That's actually a game that watching a speed, like I don't even know if I watched a completion, but watching a speed run of that game has made me interested in playing it again. No, hear me out.
I wasn't even laughing at you. I was laughing at people making fun of Crisis Core in the chat, but you continue.
The main reason that I don't want to go back to it is I would want to be playing it at my own pace, and that I've talked about it before. Maybe I just played it wrong. Maybe that's the doubt that's also in my head, is maybe I did something wrong. But I always felt like I was doing tons of side content and was only barely leveled enough to be able to do the next story chapter. Because that game hard locks you. It's not, oh man, this stuff is too difficult for me. It is, no, you are not allowed to do this until X requirements are met. And it felt like, and it's like, first playthrough, I didn't really mind that because I'm like, well, I'm already doing all the side stuff. But for the second playthrough, I'd want to be doing it at my own pace. And it's like, well, if I'm skipping the side content and it's going to make me do all that, I don't really want to. But in watching the speed run, I saw basically, in Xenoblade Chronicles, like all of them, how they're just massive monsters wandering the world. And it's like, you're not supposed to fight them. However, there's a party member that you can get in that game that has an ability that has a % chance to, like, it will, like, it's like brainwash or something an enemy. It's like, whatever. They have another ability that they can get that has a chance to instantly kill enemies that are brainwashed. So as long as you roll the dice right, you can insta-kill.
You can kill that level 75 enemy that's in the starting area.
Yes, and get bukus of stuff. So that being able to bypass the requirements for a lot of the main quests and stuff has me interested in going back to it. Just because it's one of those things that I played through it once and I have so many mixed feelings and so many things I don't remember about it that it's like I feel like I need to play that game again so that I can get my brain like unscrambled.
Hey man, just fire up your Wii U.
Yeah.
Just fire up your Wii U.
I will play that. That's like one of my 4 games I have for my Wii U. I got Zelda that came with it, Smash Brothers.
Zelda that came with it. Wind Waker? Or?
Yes, Wind
Okay,
Waker.
all right.
I have Wind Waker. I have
You had Smash, you said,
Smash.
yeah.
I have Xenoblade Chronicles X, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it.
I love my Wii U. That was the last
I
fun
think
video
that's
game
it.
console.
It was fun.
That was the last fun video game console.
It's weird. I have so few games on it, and compared to other consoles, I spent so little time in it. But I don't regret getting it.
It has an identity.
I had enough games on it that I played enough of.
I honestly think it has more identity and personality than the Wii. I know people are gonna say that's sacrilegious, but like it just I don't know. It just it has more personality. The Wii Shop channel is like 50% of the personality of the Wii. The theme of the Wii Shop channel carries so much of the original Wii. The channel layout's cool, and the music that you get on that main menu is cool.
And various
channels
channels that you can get were cool. The
for sure.
stupid, hey, vote between these two things once a week and see who voted more. It's like that was stupid, but
that was just the beta for Splatoon, dude.
You're right. Just no gameplay.
No gameplay, just the poll part. They really had to feature test that. Make sure everything was going well there.
Josh Kapoor says Chronicles X has a lot of the composer just throwing words at random. Oh yeah, stuck on a whole different planet. Oh, it's
No,
good.
guys, I know you could still vaguely hear me when I was on the phone earlier, which is also why I wasn't too freaked out when I realized that my mic wasn't on. I didn't say anything sensitive on that call because I knew you guys would still be able to hear me in the distance. It was just so that you guys could hear him primarily while I was having a phone call. Anyway, I was talking about the reason I was thinking about Final Fantasy VII stuff, period, is I found out. Oh god, what's the guy's name? Hold on, I gotta look it up.
Oh no.
This is the Bionicle game soundtrack.
Which one?
The Bionicle the game.
The Bionicle.
The one that has the one that has
the one that's unfinished.
Well, several of them are unfinished. The one that
we have to play Heroes sometime.
Bionicle Heroes?
Because we have 2 different memories of that game.
What do you mean 2 different?
We have
memories
2
of that game?
conflicting memories.
How's that?
Because I've talked about.
It sounds like somebody here remembers incorrectly and somebody remembers correctly.
Yeah, exactly. And I have to see it for myself because I was talking about how the big Spider-Man boss shows up in every stage and whatnot. And you're like, no, he doesn't. I'm like, yes, he does.
He's at the end of every stage if you beat the final boss of each sequence, but there's like 3 stages in each world. After you beat the Pyraka of each chapter, he shows up.
See, there was more, but that's the only thing that comes to mind. But I remember because we sat down, we were talking about it, and there was a lot of, wait, what are you talking about? Wait, no. We got to actually figure that crap out sometime.
Sorry, hold on. I'm just looking something
What a
up real
good
quick.
game.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's fun. It's better than the first one.
It has a good soundtrack.
Oh no, it's Sonic.
It's true. That's the thing. Bionicle has really good music across most of its runtime.
The Mata Nui.
Okay. This is a thread I saw on Twitter where I learned some stuff about a guy that I didn't really know much about him before.
Okay.
Masato Kato. Masato Kato? I don't know. Japanese game writer.
Yes.
Okay, this was the dude who wrote and I think directed Chrono Cross and wrote Radical Dreamers, which is the kind of visual novel thing that's not being included with the version of
yes.
previously exclusive to the Satellaview.
yes.
You had to play it in Japanese hotels in a 2-year span.
You're not a real gamer unless you've played that.
I know, right?
On original hardware.
So freaking the Bionicle video already happened. Video City 1. There's literally footage of Bionicle Heroes in my Anthem video. Someone's not a real fan.
Oh my gosh.
The Pyraka, Sarcastic One says, like the Pyraka rap with regards to good music? No. No. So Katsu, basically this thread posits, and I haven't done a lot of research, but from what I believe it's got links to everything, and there's a lot of quotes here. Basically, and I kind of knew this, there's a lot of talk about the quote dream team that ran Chrono Trigger. That it was like the guy, like the Dragon Quest director and Hironobu Sakaguchi, and the Dragon Ball guy did the art, whose name I'm...
Toriyama.
Thank you, Toriyama. a lot of the Dream Team stuff was just marketing BS. Again, I forget the Dragon Quest guy's name, but he and Hironobu Sakaguchi had very little to do with the production of Chrono Trigger. It was just kind of slap their names on it of like, oh, wow, amazing, to sell the game, right?
Made by this.
And Kato wrote a lot of it. A part of it, you can tell with Chrono Trigger that the writers
the makers
changed
of
over.
Shrek.
Because you may recall that, because you've watched or played Chrono Trigger, haven't you?
Yes, I've watched it.
You may remember, like, the very first plot point is Marl winds up back in medieval times, and she is deleted Back to the Future style, and you have to go rescue the actual queen so she can come. After that, there's no time paradox stuff ever, right? You can do whatever. You do so much crazy time travel stuff, and no time paradox stuff happens. And that's because that beginning bit and the rest of the game were written mostly by different people.
Don't worry, Ninja Bunny, I got your Persona 3 reference. It was not lost. Or yeah.
So Kato wrote most of later Chrono Trigger, which already basically defaultly makes him my hero. And he wrote, like, he was really focused on a lot of, like, the quest design stuff of, like, I actually want to make sure you're not wasting a lot of time. Like, he also, like, was very conscientious of making interesting quest design for Chrono Trigger.
Right.
Which is one of the better things about that game, honestly, is that it keeps that 16-bit JRPG stuff interesting a lot longer than a lot of its contemporaries do. But anyway, he also did a lot of writing on Final Fantasy VII. Hold on, let me find it.
It's getting interesting.
He wrote a lot of Xenogears as well.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of investment in that, but I know people really like it. And wrote a good bit of Final Fantasy VII. Which bits, you ask?
Okay. Hit me with it.
He wrote all of the Cloud subconscious sequence.
Okay.
Right? And learning the truth about his past and whatnot. The scene was so striking that even Nomura himself considers it the scene that sticks out for him the most from Final Fantasy VII. Quote, Tetsuya Nomura, the scene that sticks out to me is when Tifa goes to Cloud's mental realm and he remembers the truth of what happened in the past. Kato, who is the event planner, that's the guy. He wrote the events for that part, and the movies were made by another guy. That's not necessarily important, but then here we go, all right. Kitase then says Kato also did the event on the airship right before the final battle. Nojima, the other lead writer on 7, goes, oh, that scene with the risque line of dialogue? It was Kato who made that as well, not me. You remember the bit? There's the voyeurism joke, and we imply, if you have the affection stat at the right place, that Cloud and Tifa did it.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Not only that, Kato was responsible for the scene where Cloud and Tifa share an intimate moment together. The line "words aren't the only way to tell someone how you feel" was written by him. That's the one. That's what leads to the fade out. Where if you have your affection stat high enough, right? Hold on a second. Nojima, the original idea was more extreme. The plan was to have Cloud walk out of a chocobo stable near the high wind, followed by Tifa leaving while checking around. But Kitase turned it down. But even with the line in question, maybe at the time none of us thought it would be something so important. Originally, it was going to fade to black, fade back up the following morning.
Yeah.
Cloud walks out of a barn. Tifa follows him out a few moments later, dusts herself off, looks around, makes sure nobody sees what's going on. So he's basically my new hero. Anywho.
And then she ran for the Italian Senate.
Are you the guy from the video? Are you Mr. Strife? Are you the man seen in Miss Lockhart's video? She make it a pizza.
Also, there's a big like blade of grass that was blowing on a screen, and I thought I didn't know what I thought it was.
You thought there was something attacking me in the overworld? The game had just changed.
No, I thought it was something in our world on the television.
Gotcha.
I was like, is that a centipede? I was like, they don't move like that usually. Oh no.
Godzilla King of Kaiju says, what standout moment from OG FF7 do you want remade in 7R? All of them? That's the idea?
The dolphin.
That is the only thing where I'm like hesitant of like, will they keep
That's because
Mr. Dolphin?
Yeah,
jump,
that's the thing,
right?
because it's like it's like the slap fight is gonna be there in some sense.
The slap
but-
fight, I'm going to tell you exactly how the slap fight
Okay.
happens. What is going to happen is we are going to have a normal gameplay boss fight as Tifa against Scarlet in some kind of mech, right?
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And after we beat the mech, Tifa will be it'll explode. Tifa will be winded and exhausted. Scarlet will be in decent condition, but Scarlet can't fight anyway. And at that point, it will devolve into the
Yes.
QTE slap fight. That's what's going to happen. That's how that gets in the game. But I don't know, like a big part of the discussion around 7 Remake has become this concern of like, is the next game going to be so insane that nothing, like it's just completely different? It's like, I don't think so. Number one, they've said that isn't their plan. It's
Yeah.
like it's gonna be mostly normal with a few major divergences. Plus, they have now written in the ability to go vague spoilers for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Again,
Where's
I'll
the
hold up
remote?
the object just in
Hold up
case.
the remote.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They have literally written in and introduced a mulligan separate timeline where they can do whatever they want. You know?
Exactly.
So they got a wacky idea that's too extreme. Just go to the other timeline. Anyway.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be. I think like oh man, are they gonna ruin it because it's gonna be so different? I really don't think so. I think most of it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a lot of the stuff we already know with some extra stuff added in. With freaking Happy Turtle butt metal. I love the Happy Turtle theme from Intergrade. I played it for you last time. I say
Yes.
theme. There's like 20 of them.
Exactly.
But the metal theme is
that's a lot of enemies.
is a lightning bolt revelaton moment, because it was when I realized that metal chocobo theme from Final Fantasy 13-2 that I thought was like a cringe attempt to be cool. I now understand. No. Toriyama just likes that stuff.
It's just
He just
it's real.
likes screamo.
It's not to appease the youngins. It's real.
And that I can respect. That I can respect. Hey, KAK says the whole situation with Tifa Italy made me consider if we live in a simulation.
Oh yeah. It really like now that it's done and past and we've talked about it and the shock isn't really there. It's like the moment it happened, it was like, oh,
Oh crap, idiot.
I was like, oh, it really was like a what? Like you read what's being said.
You read the words.
That's not real. That's not real. I'm clicking this link. This isn't real. This is fake. And then you hear the Italian voices scrambling. Oh man. Oh, it's so good.
I never actually watched the tape, so I haven't heard the Italian man scrambling.
Well, it's
I just
like-
heard about it and believed it,
you
and I moved
can-
on.
You can hear people like I don't know what you
Sure,
don't have
you
to,
hear the talking.
you hear the
You
equivalent.
hear them making the pizza.
They make it a pizza. You hear enough to under. Don't laugh at that. You already made that joke.
It's terrible.
It's not even a joke. You're just referencing a funny tweet.
Do you think
Yeah.
FF7R will have an ambiguous ending like the original, or will it have one more set in stone ending that will diverge from the original? I mean, I really can't say. I think that it would. For me, the entire thing of like, hey, Midgar's now 40 hours instead of 10. How do you feel about that? If this is it, like if Final Fantasy VII is, I mean, it won't. I'm sure they're gonna come back and make money with it at some point.
Yes.
But it's probably gonna be like 20 years from now and with completely different people. If this is Kitase, Nomura, Nojima, all the original people saying, and we're done, no more. I'm like, yeah, give me as much. And in that vein, if this is their conclusion to it, I feel like they'll want to give it a definitive ending.
Yes.
I feel like they'll want to say, done. But it remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. Who knows what will happen.
Yeah, not really. Not even much point in speculating too much at this point either. Just because it's like we don't even know when 2's coming out, do we?
No, we don't.
I don't think so.
We may get a teaser for it at not E3 this year, would be my guess. But honestly, I don't even know if that'll happen, because they may just want to focus on 16. If they've learned their lesson,
Yes.
it's honestly, I think it's more likely that we see a teaser for Kingdom Hearts 4 than a teaser for 7 Remake. Yeah. Verum Rex!
The trailer is all just going to be complete made up stuff, and then you're gonna see a Keyblade. You're gonna see a Keyblade like symbol on like a Bentley or something, and it's gonna be like Kingdom Hearts, like you've never seen it before.
On an Audi.
No, they already did that.
They do it again. Why not? They already got the partnership.
I guess so. I don't imagine. Uh-oh, Shungabunga over there is down.
Shungabunga. I'll fix that in a second.
I don't know.
I'm not paying that much attention.
Speaking of not paying much attention about this, no, I mean, neither of us
I should have
care
healed. That was
anything at all
useless. That was
about-
useless. I should have healed there.
Neither of us care anything at all to even mention or really talk about Overwatch 2, because why? But I find it really funny that PlayStation put out a.
He should have healed. Cat should have
it's
killed.
fine.
Oh, he got a new enough kill anyway. Cat's dead too.
Never mind, it's not fine.
We got a real problem now. That's fine. We'll fix it.
But it's like PlayStation had a not a direct, what do they call those? State
of play.
That I
F
didn't
off.
even know about until it was already done because I hadn't heard anything about it. But
Oh, dude,
they
I
showed
was
all-
making so much fun of people. I was making so much fun of clowns who expected 16 to show up during that.
no way. But they showed off a Gundam game that's
Yeah.
going to be a first-person hero shooter. It already been shown before, but I don't think they announced it was going to be PlayStation. But they did that, and it was like immediately afterwards, Overwatch 2 was like, guys, we're coming out. There's going to be a beta. It's like, ooh.
I've forgotten the map. I just wasted my abilities.
Uh-oh.
You'll see there's quite a few things here.
Oh, no.
Oh, I got my abilities back. So
There you go.
that's
It's
fine. It's no big deal.
perfectly fine.
Perfectly
No
fine.
problem. But the other thing, the other part of that argument is it's like I see things online where everybody's like, oh man, dude, it looks so good. It looks so much better than Overwatch 2. Oh man, Gundam's really gonna smoke them this time around. It's like, you didn't play Gundam Battle Operations 2 for the PlayStation 4. That game's ass. That game sucks so bad. That game, when it's fun, it's really fun, but that's like 20% of the time, and the rest is just awful. That game can blow it out its ass.
Ooh, wow.
Listen,
Violence.
I played that game for over a year, and it
I know
only
you
got
put in
worse.
the time. You put in the time on that game.
One of the biggest problems is that they did not care at all about the version that wasn't in Japan, which is normal. What isn't normal is a game being down for a week because the update was bugged, and they didn't correct it for over a week.
We talked about. I sent you when it happened that freaking if you put your physical PS4 disc for Cyberpunk 2077 into your PS4 after the next gen patch came out, it wouldn't boot.
Yeah.
It said sorry, you need to reinstall, and that was a lie.
That game's gonna be fun when I play it, because I'm gonna be going into it with a mindset that can enjoy it.
You're also gonna be playing with a bunch of fixes, so
Yeah, this is true.
it might have been better to play it without the fixes.
Maybe. Well, yes, but the biggest problem is stability. It's like the glitches are fun, but crashing is not. We've learned that with Lego Star Wars, although it's allegedly not Lego Star Wars' fault.
We literally got updates.
The liberal
on,
agenda
you mentioned
would have you
Overwatch.
believe that it is not Lego Star Wars'
You
fault
mentioned
for
Overwatch
crashing.
2, and we got Overwatch 2 news like yesterday, for the first time in a year.
Yes, because it's not real.
Yeah, it wasn't any. It was just like it was like some brief details about what the game will and won't be like. There's like a beta coming or something.
There's a beta.
The closed beta, and then there's gonna be another closed beta.
You want to
and
know what? You want to know what's hilarious?
What's hilarious? Tell me.
In their tweet about it, I'm gonna try to find it, but it's like because it's like they're trying to market it as a full-fledged sequel as well as just an update for the game, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to do both, and I swear it was
What
like,
an interesting, what a wonderful time we live in with GAS, Games as Service. Everything's so simple.
it's so simple. They're trying to market it as both. Where on earth? Because I know I sent it to my friend. Yeah, there we go. It's like brand new stuff, and it's like one of the bullet points is hero reworks, character reworks. There's 4 characters are being reworked. They're like, brand new game. 4 of our characters on our roster are gonna work a little bit differently this time. Wow, it's so funny. But it's like I didn't even notice that. My friend pointed it out, and I just bust a gut.
What a game. What a time to be alive.
It's gonna be
What
so
time,
good.
gamers.
We promise it's going to be more than just like maybe another character and another map. We promise.
That game. I predict. Honestly,
A vision. What do you see in your mind's eye?
just because Call of Duty is crashing and burning the last 2 years, and Battlefield is crashing and burning the last 2 years, it might do well.
Yeah.
I think Overwatch 2 releasing this year will do better than it would have if it released 2 years ago.
Yes.
I think a year ago, 2 years ago, fewer people would have cared. But right now, there's not going to be anything like that. I can't think of any major shooters that are coming out that would compete with it. Really,
Yeah.
like big multiplayer shooters. Except, of course, for the Team Fortress 2 update, they'll surely come with the Steam Deck.
Oh, there it is. Sea Devil. You can see that in the deep.
Yeah.
I just want to give it a big old kiss.
Jesus.
Love that thing.
Degenerate. LAW says, I mean, the crashing was definitely the fault of you two wanting to do pod racing. No, LAW. Not only did we crash in the cantina, I ran further tests afterward, and I crashed in the first level of Episode 4. Then I played Uncharted 2 on PS3, and that crashed. There's something wrong. That's what I was saying at the beginning. There's something wrong with my PS3 at this point.
There's something wrong.
Godzilla King of Kaiju wants to know what you think about the rebuild of Evangelion movies, Joey. I haven't seen them. I just know what happens in them, and I have an opinion, but I'm less qualified to offer it than Joey is.
I liked it. There we go.
See, I can't say if I like it or not. I can just say if I think it's interesting or not. Conceptually.
It's the only time in my life I'm going to watch something, and when it ends, I'm going to be happy for the man that created it.
Yeah.
Because that series really is just a reflection of that man's mind, his current state of being. And at the end of it, I was like, cool. And then they asked him, are you sad that you're not doing any more Ava stuff? And he said, no.
No. Did you miss that? Have you watched the movies?
No, I thought
Imagine asking Hideki Anno with a straight face, are you sad that this is the end of Evangelion? No! Did you watch the film?
Yeah, no, we watched with a friend of mine. We watched all of Evangelion and then watched the rebuilds.
I'm willing to bet Ninja Bunny we just got extremely lucky with Sonic. Because I tried a couple of things. I didn't try Sonic again, but I tried a couple of things. I got crashes real quick. Anyway, we're not talking about troubleshooting on the PS4 anymore right now. PS3, I mean.
Yeah. I don't have anything prolific to say about Evangelion. I just think that it was handled pretty well, and I ended up enjoying the rebuilds quite a bit. Something that I thought was really funny is if you watch the post-credit sequence of 3
Yeah.
and then watch 4, it's like every single aspect of the get ready for the next movie is fake. Every single thing that happens in that minute-long preview is a lie.
The question is, did he know that it was fake when he made that?
No, probably not. He
Because-
probably just said, I'm just gonna make some cool stuff, and then the movie will come out 15 years later.
And maybe I'll have some of it, or maybe I won't. Who cares? I'll just do whatever I want to at the time. JG says Overwatch 2 is the Krusty Krab 2 that didn't open.
Oh, I think you're correct about your predictions for it probably doing okay just because of the simple lack of competition.
I'm
but
so glad that
I
they
just
said.
hope-
I'm
just
so
hope it
glad
doesn't.
that they said we're skipping. There's no Call of Duty 2023, and the Overwatch, not the Overwatch, the Warzone guys said, yeah, this was only meant to support Modern Warfare. It was not meant to be cross game.
Yeah.
We've completely messed it up. They didn't say messed it up. They said something else. They said, we are
Yep.
sorry. We're going to do our best to fix it, and we're going to do a Warzone 2 that is going to be designed to actually have legs instead of being this mess.
So that's you never get that.
Never get that.
Never get that. So that's
The
pretty
only
cool.
reason we got that is because what's happening at Activision right now.
Yeah, but I'm fine with it.
No, I'm just saying we never would have gotten that on
no,
their
for
other side.
sure.
The supposedly skipping 2023 was a before the Microsoft acquisition decision, just based on that that Vanguard didn't do well, and the studio's complaining because, of course, they were.
Of course.
But I guarantee you, the director of Warzone coming out and saying we effed up, we broke it, would not have happened 6 months ago.
Yeah. But times are changing.
Are they though?
Times are...
Are they truly changing?
Oh, man. I like that fungus.
Killer fungus.
What a fun
Or
guy.
a fungus among us.
Among Us.
He's just a fun guy who says, "Hey."
What is this song?
This is
What
this is
butt
from
trumpets on
this is
here.
from Lego Alpha Team, dude.
Oh no, that game has butt trumpets too. As long as they're not dooting too much, this song's fine. I'll accept it. I'll allow it. Ninja Bunny asks, "What's Evangelion?" That's a question.
That's a question.
That's oh god, what? There's a movie. Oh my god.
It's the movie with Robin Williams, another one you're talking about.
Yes, it's a movie with Robin Williams where a kid like in it holds up a toy. He's like, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Good stuff. It's like, what the hell? Evangelion is it's a series that is a good series for some people and not a good series for other people. It is. You got to have a specific taste, and you got to be in a certain state of mind to really want to watch those.
Should have been called Cruel Angel's Thesis.
Yes.
And the song should have been called Neon Genesis Evangelion.
100%.
What's his Shinji dude I keep hearing about? Speaking of theme songs, I would think about this a lot. Final Fantasy games have some theme songs. They got theme songs.
They
with,
got
like
'em.
lyrics, right?
Yeah.
Once you get to 8, you got Eyes on Me. And that actually like sold like CDs and
Yeah.
whatnot and people 2 Alpha Team songs in a row, hell yeah.
Damn, son.
And
This isn't very monk-like.
no, not really.
It's not very monk-like to be fighting us in this dungeon.
In this dungeon encounter. I didn't even comment on it. I was just trying to figure out what to do with the thumbnail for this video, and then I was like, the Dean Craig Pelton quote leapt into my mind. Well, generally speaking, a dungeon is only as dangerous as whoever invited you. And I was like, that's going on the thumbnail.
That's gotta. It's too good to not be there.
Dungeon is only as because I'm like, I'm not a very dangerous guy. Come on in. Let's have fun in this dungeon.
Oh yeah, he's Dunzo. Your people are they're too fast. Oh no, they're not too fast because I thought that one could break.
But we'll get him this time, as long as you can do enough damage. Okay, it's a dice roll.
All
could
right.
do 1,000 damage. Could do 20.
Let's see it. Okay.
Oh, I forgot. That was physical.
Oh no.
Damn it. Not paying attention. That'll do exactly enough to kill.
This also makes me
1
wanna
Hour
play...
Photos, the name of that movie with Neon Genesis
okay.
Evangelion.
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 This kind of puts the itch to play Darkest Dungeon, but I don't know if I want a game that'll make me cry.
It doesn't cry if you don't care.
But
Simply emotionally detach yourself.
But I do care. I care about the hours I've wasted. Oh yeah. There's now.
Classic.
Now that's a JRPG. I can't hear a song from this without immediately the intrusive thought of play Bug Fables comes to my head. It's like, one day, damn it. One day I will.
I almost used magic on enemies that almost all of them had no physical defense. I'm not paying attention
would
to
have
what I'm
gotten
doing.
the sea man, the sea devil, the angler fish.
But it's that sort of thing. You gotta be just awake enough to make those kinds of decisions, but the battles still go fast.
Man, it's a shame they stopped making Paper Mario games.
Yeah, it's a shame they never made any anymore, you know? They had that one on the Wii.
They had that spin-off on the Wii.
They had that spin-off on the Wii, and then after that, there's no more Paper Mario games. What a shame. It was a good series. What a rotten way to die.
I don't even know what video I was watching recently, but it had a quote from one of the makers of Bug Fables, and they were talking about how the making of that game was a direct response to Paper Mario Thousand Year Door really is fun. I just wish the characters interacted more. And I heard that and I was like, damn, I gotta play that.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, it's only 3 party members, and they're on the
Exactly.
map all the time, right? You know, so
Which is fine by me.
this will be like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by
By
me.
me.
Oh, Shadow. Oh, Shadow. OMG, hi, Maria. One day we'll get to Sonic Adventure 2.
One of these
and it
days.
won't live up to the hype.
Nah. Nah, bro. Game is mid. Bro.
No, I just mean like us always talking about it. Like the playthrough will wind up being lame somehow.
It's because we like it too much.
It's true.
It'll be way too lame. But it's okay, because somewhere in there, I will be able to educate people on how to create the best Chow through eugenics. Did you know that Chow, when they're born, they have innate stats? They have innate stat growth. It means that your little Jimmy, the Chow that you like so much, he might not be the best out there.
Oh boy.
He might be cool, but he only has a D in speed. That's not going to make the cut. This is menacing all of a sudden.
This is the Shinra building theme from FF7.
That would explain it.
This is when you're outside, when you first climb up all the rubble.
Yeah. Godzilla, King of Kaiju asks thoughts on Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Never played 2. 1 was great. You've played both, right?
I played a good chunk of 2. I got burnt out on it because this will sound odd. Honestly, it was good, but I felt kind of like number 1 too much of the same, and I missed the more explorative aspects of it, because while Mario Galaxy 1 is a course clear game, it's not really like an explore this map like 64 or Sunshine or Odyssey.
Yeah.
It did have some levels like that, and the hub like expanded in that way, and you had actual like a vague storyline with Rosalina. 2 is just like level.
It's been the more recent Mario games of well, I say that I've not.
It felt like new Super Mario Brothers Galaxy.
Yeah.
That was my problem with it, so I didn't finish it. We did a ramble on
Galaxy.
Yeah, we played.
It was like 3 videos.
It was 4 videos. You were only in the one. It was me and Aiden for the first 3, and then it
Right.
was you, me, and Aiden for the last one. But that's out there on our channel. You can go watch us play some Mario Galaxy. Mario. Do the Mario. Beep, beep, beep.
It was Mario Day the other day, and I was disappointed I couldn't get anybody to watch the Mario movie with.
Oh, crap. The sales are probably already done. I was thinking about buying. There's one game, because Nintendo games never go on sale, that I was actually going to buy for like, $20 cheaper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that that's probably not available anymore. I'll have to check that after this very stream. Why did I go magic when they're physical? Not paying. This is the sure sign that we need to stop streaming.
The grind is getting bad.
It's getting late in the eventide.
Why did you block? Is that
I gave him a shield.
Oh, so that's basically the evade chance just with
Yep.
just different.
It just says block instead of evade, instead of dodged or whatever.
Yeah. This is a game that wasn't on my radar, and you've put it on there, you bastard. One of the things I said while you were gone.
Where am I going? Tum to
Where
tum.
are we going? One of the things I was talking to them about while you were gone. Oh, zombies.
Zambambos. Only got 1
HP
HP. You
again,
just
so
gotta
they're like
penetrate those
skeletons.
defenses.
I was basically saying it's like
That's not good enough.
at the beginning of this, it mentioned ATB, and I wrote the game off in my head of okay, I'm sure this is cool, but I don't care about it. And then it's like no, you can make it turn-based, and then all the other cool stuff happens, and I'm like, well, damn, now this is neat.
I'm just gonna leave.
Oh no.
I just want to find the next floor, and then we'll save and quit, I think. Wait, idiot! Fool!
Oh my god. Oh. Now it's a waiting game.
There we go. The freaking Kirito's on this floor.
Oh my gosh. That can be the final task.
Absolutely, that's the final task. I just forgot about him. That's odd. There's nothing up here. That can't be right. I've already found all the tiles on this floor, so there can't be a secret tile.
Is he level 12?
Yeah, he was level 12.
Okay.
Maybe he's on level 12, and the other one was just the mistake one.
Surely you jest, Messiah.
Let's find out. I'll just go straight to a guy that just tells me his coordinates, and we'll keep it simple.
Where is he? Where's the little zoomer?
He's on floor 12. What? It's just the first one who's messed up.
Oh no.
I deliberately didn't look for him on floor 12. He's over here though, isn't he? Yeah, right here.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a weird spot to get to. There he is.
Knocked out, but he's there.
Yahoo!
Well, we're just gonna stand on top of his corpse and we'll deal with that next time. Or, you know, if we ever play this again, I don't know. Save and quit.
You have to get all characters max level. What are the trophies like on this game? Are they like normal person trophies, or is it legitimately like...
We got a new one.
Oh.
I don't know what we got. Let's find out.
Dungeon encounters. Chart every tile. Ooh.
He'll deal more than 3,000 damage in a single... No, I got that ages ago. Didn't I? I got that now?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Oh, at the very beginning. I was like, how did I do 3,000 with these clowns? This is when I was demonstrating my full party at the very beginning.
Okay.
That's why. I was like, what the hell? How is that even possible? There's no way I did 3,000 damage. It doesn't work that way. Your RNG has a cap. Yeah, no, it's pretty straightforwardly just like progress through the game. Like hit floor, do this
damage and
like you'll do 20,000 damage when you get to the weapons that do 20,000 damage, you know, so it's not anything that special.
Get the tiles.
Chart tiles, get all the tiles. Profiles on fiends.
Reach for
Find and befriend all members of the academy.
Okay, that's not bad.
You'll notice that even the rarity isn't that high on chart every tile.
Because this is one of those things, like, this is not a widespread game, so the people that are going to be playing this are probably going to be putting in the time anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this game speaks very loudly to certain types of brain goblins too, so I can't blame them.
LAW says, and I realized it myself, true to all of these streams, you said you were going to stop about an hour ago and kept going. Yeah, of course, it always happens. I was having a good time.
Has there been technical difficulties?
No.
Oh my god.
LAW says, are you guys ever going to stream a Paper Mario game? Full disclosure, immediately after Shovel Knight, I think it was immediately after Shovel Knight, Aiden and I started filming Thousand Year Door. And it didn't go very well for a couple of technical reasons, and then the same things that kept her off the channel for 3 years of her going away to college happened, so it got shelved. It was that and the Undertale playthrough we started working on around the same time, and both just went unfinished because she left and other stuff happened.
Oh, this might be my favorite dungeon song from 5.
It's pretty good.
A good one to start ending out on.
Yeah, we'll wrap up and so we got 4 minutes. We got 4 minutes to end the show.
4 minutes.
Not
okay.
that bad.
You don't have the extended cut.
Ninja Bunny says this game is 100% a game for people with completionist brain worms. Not even 100%. I'd say 1,000%. With 100%, with 1,000%. Love yourself. Because I'm here for one reason, to worship you. You should motivate yourself now. For such an awful, inhuman rant, it's incredible how much stuff it's generated.
Correct.
You should motivate yourself now. Foolishness, Dante. LW says, that was the secret Let's Play you talked about? I don't know. When did I talk about a secret? There have been a number of secret Let's Plays that never happened. The Undertale one we said existed.
The real secret Let's Plays, the real secret ones are the ones from the early days of us hanging out.
Early, before the channel was properly... it existed, but before the Let's Plays were coming out. And we shot stuff that will never see the light of day.
Hey, Joey, Dark Souls 2 just released. Why don't you bring it over?
Yeah, and a couple things like that, and with other people who who never actually appeared on the channel and aren't a part of the channel, because I was experimenting with different formats and just kind of screwing around and having fun.
Yep.
You know, I mean, there's a number of secret playthroughs, things that got canceled or things that are still like, I'd like to do that at some point. Or, though, to be honest, the Thousand Year Door, unfortunately, the prospect of like, there's certain games where it's like, if a good enough playthrough of it happens, like that I've watched, then playing it myself is nuked, right?
Yes.
It's like that's part of why I'll never do a full playthrough of Sonic 06, is because the Game Grumps happened, even though they didn't even finish it. It's like there's no point.
It still became the de facto.
There's no
it's
point.
Like it had everything you needed,
and
you didn't need to finish it, and it doesn't matter because the game's not finished anyway.
Yeah, there are a number of good playthroughs of Thousand Year Door, but the Wooly versus one, Wooly and oh no, Reggie. That has annihilated the reason for the need for there to ever be another playthrough because it's like almost completionist. They're both blind, so there's no like. It's even the perfect argument of why the games are good, because it's not even like, you know, a nostalgia guys going back and saying it's two guys who go and are like walk out on the other end like this is so good, despite having to deal with all the BS themselves of that game as well. Still come out on the other end going, oh my god, who cares about the General White freaking side quest? What's another one? I feel like I was just thinking there's like another game that like there's been the perfect playthrough of it, so I'll never do it, and I can't remember for the life of me. It's like something that I would do, but has been like I can't because somebody else has already nailed it.
I'm sure you'll say it, and I'll go, oh yeah, but I don't know.
It's not coming to me. It's not coming to me. Metal Gear's one where there's too many good playthroughs of Metal Gear, but like I don't see like I'm like playing Revengeance with you. Like Revengeance was such a fun.
I have to play Revengeance.
Revengeance.
My biggest motivation. My motivation for playing Metal Gear Solid is basically tied to just Revengeance, and there's new memes of it every day.
Revengeance is the greatest cooldown game of all time. Of going like, maybe you play the MSX games, but Solid 2, Solid 3. Solid 4, then straight into Revengeance and stop is such an incredible experience. And maybe you play Peace Walker in 5, but probably, I mean, 5 is worth playing. Peace Walker is worth watching a recap of. Peace Walker is good if you can play it multiplayer. The problem is that like there are literally missions in that game. It was a PSP game, and you could do multiplayer.
Is that the one where you can fight the Tigrex from Monster Hunter?
Yes.
Okay.
It has the Monster Hunter quests. And the biggest problem with Peace Walker is that there are missions that are balanced for you to have like 4 people. So there's a boss where Josh played it on PS3 and he gave up because it's like I've shot this helicopter with more missiles than there are on the map. I just keep calling in more ammunition airdrops and shooting it with missiles, and it's not. And I've taken half of its health, and I've been here for an hour. What am I supposed to do? What's the game?
It's a raid boss.
Exactly. It's designed with like raid bosses, but just part of the campaign. It's not good. In fact, I'll go so far as to say that it's bad. It's bad. It's very bad. It's a bad deal. It's a very bad deal. Well. Anywho, I may play more dungeon encounters. I meant to do this by myself today, and then like I said, I just like, hey Joey, why don't you come over?
And
so,
I did.
So I may do more of this by myself, but who knows? It's killing me that I can't remember what the game was. That I was like, I would never do a playthrough of it. I don't think it's any of the Final Fantasies. I don't think 10. I would never do a playthrough of 10 because I could never do commentary over Waka.
Yeah.
Because of the Best Friends playthrough, right? I know I was good to Best Friends twice there with. I guess we also talked about Game Grumps, but I can't make jokes about Waka anymore.
No, because the best one's been already done.
Because it's like, what's really bad about the Best Friends playthrough of 10 is that they didn't zero in on the Grand Wizard stuff immediately. They just went to Stoner first, right?
Yes.
Then they transitioned. So it's like there's already 2.
Exactly.
And like, I don't know I could never invent something funnier. And the whole time I would just be thinking
yes.
about Waka saying, man, I don't know. I just play the sports, man. What do I know? I'm just asking questions,
know.
Bro.
I'm just saying, I mean, statistics don't lie.
I'm just saying, man, we need to go into those Al-Bed ghettos and clear them out, man. They're bad news. I want my kids to have a good, happy future someday.
You see that thing out there? He's pointing out at the water. You see that out there? I don't want that anywhere near me.
I don't want that anywhere near me.
And they're just calling it.
And they get to listen, hey, man, listen, okay? I get it. I'm just saying, like, you know, maybe we should just think about it, bro.
I mean, open your mind a little bit. Yeah, no, it can't be beaten.
That's the one where it's like, I've thought briefly about, like, because I couldn't do it with you, but I've thought about, like, if I sat down to do a Final Fantasy game with Aiden, like, what are the candidates? And 10 comes to mind because I like 10, but it's funny. Like, it's good LP stuff, but then I go, the whole time I would be doing Grand Wizard Waka bits. I would just be recycling Wooly and Matt's bits. So the whole thing is dead in the water. Like, I can't do it. I can't do a playthrough of 10. That was the other major one that I was trying to remember. Because that's just tanked that forever. Like, it means
That playthrough elevates the game.
it does, for sure. It's much as us adding Reznov steps to the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3 elevates it. It suggests that it has a structure.
Step 8, freedom.
Step 8, freedom. Step 8, freedom. Oh boy. Oh boy. Melody of Memory, man. What a Melody of Memory, dude.
Never heard of it.
Dude,
Never heard of it.
the trailers
Didn't
have
watch a video
Kairi
on it.
looking at a person in a black cloak, right? And you're like,
Who's that?
Master of Masters, right? Because we're getting his plot starting up, right? She's clearly in some kind of dreamscape anyway. Mobile phone stuff has happened. KH3 ends and Lushu reveals himself in the fort. Sure, right? Okay. That happens. Takes the hood off. It's Xehanort. As in dead Xehanort, the guy who died. Voiced out by Christopher Lloyd. And he's like, I'm the figment of memory inside of your brain, and I'm going to fight you anyway. And
I'm the figment of your memory. The only thing that'll stop me is a melody
Someone
of
pointed
another
out,
memory.
Someone pointed out to me something that I didn't even think about. That is literally the only time in the entire series, other than the opening cutscene of Birth by Sleep, that we ever see Xehanort wearing the old man Xehanort wearing the black coat, which means they only put him, and he takes it off immediately after and is just in his Xehanort outfit, which means the only reason they put him in that was so that in the trailer there was a Master of Masters build man standing opposite Kairi for everyone to pog out over, and then it's nothing. Sarcastic One says, at least Kairi almost learned to fight before Sora saved her again.
This is true.
Did I not tell you about this?
No.
No,
you did not.
The last thing that happens in Melody of Memory, the story cutscenes finally start after 30 hours. You get 15 minutes of story cutscenes at the end. Kairi's in her mind palace, and Xehanort attacks her, and there's a cutscene where they fight, and she flips around a little bit, but because they are still completely incapable of choreographing interesting fight scenes, like, literally, it's always, like, Kairi swinging and Xehanort dodging, and then eventually he grabs and it's like, haha, right?
Yes.
And then throws her away. He grabs her Keyblade like 3 separate times as the dramatic, he's better than her, because they can't think of anything else to have happen. So he, like, lands a punch on her, and she goes down. No.
I'm just
like,
a little guy.
It's like, I'm gonna kill you again.
And you're mine this time.
And then Kairi summons the Kingdom Key, and he goes, what? And she stands up, and the model of Sora, like, fades in over her, superimposes, and then eventually becomes just Sora's model. And then you play the final boss fight as a rhythm level as Sora. And then you beat Xehanort, and he goes away, and she says, Sora, thank you for saving me. And he's like, Sora's melody reached out to your memory from across dimensions. The game with Kairi on the cover ends with Kairi getting her shit pushed in, and Sora, who's dead and in a crystal in Verum Rex world, magically telepathing and taking over her body to save her from a dead villain.
I
can't wait.
I can't wait for 4. I can't wait. I can't wait to play as her in 4. It's gonna be so cool. He shouldn't have drank that water. He's going.
Godzilla King of Kaiju said...
My comments hadn't updated.
Said, if I was Kairi, I would have materialized a gun to shoot the old bastard. Dream or not, I would
Shoot the old bastard. There are guns in the world of Kingdom Hearts, so she could have.
I think I did tell you some of this at the time. You just forgot because I distinctly remember reading a text that we exchanged at one point where I said at the ending, Riku goes through a portal to Verum Rex and says, "No, Kairi, go train more. Go train." And she goes to train with Aqua. And I texted you that, and I was like, and you texted me back. I was like, I hope she learns to talk a big game and then eat it with the time, and then eat it and need help every time that it matters.
That's the fate of all the girls in Kingdom Hearts. It literally is. Oh, what a shame.
So good, dude. It's so good.
So good. I love video games. You know a game is good when it elicits feelings.
I mean, yeah, we could have no feelings. We could have no response to it.
Like Overwatch 2.
Other than humor.
Humor.
Not at the content of the game. Not at the content. Ah, boy. Oh, man.
I love video games.
What's really wild is that then Xehanort helps her. He says, "Okay, well, I guess as long as I'm here, I'll tell you clues about where Sora might be."
Everybody gets a redemption arc.
It's true.
Everybody gets a redemption arc.
Oh, boy. I really wouldn't have cared if Xehanort got redeemed.
Wait a minute. He got redeemed.
Yeah, he did.
So why is he bad again?
Well, you're completely forgetting that not only did he get redeemed, he was then bad in Remind. He was bad here again and got redeemed again.
He went to gay lover heaven.
Do you remember how he was redeemed at the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, and then in Remind, he's just evil again because we need to have a final boss again, even though he's aware that Sora is time traveling and he's already lost and maybe time traveling himself, but it's unclear. Oh,
I don't have the energy for this because it's making my brain, it's making the rust start falling off in the gears.
Ninja Bunny says in response to your comment about the girls' fates, all two of the girls. Shion doesn't count because I'm sure she's just gone from the games by this point. Who?
Yeah.
0% chance there's gonna be any new. Shion's gonna be in any new KH game after 3. Yeah, probably. She is gonna have less screen time than the Final Fantasy characters did in Remind.
Okay, a counterpoint.
Okay.
Gonna show up in a trailer, but it's just memories.
It's memories or melodies, or it's just like the one scene at the beginning or end where the crew, like either when the big conflict is beginning or after the conflict is ending, where they're all sitting around a table saying, "What are we going to do about this?" And the supporting characters we don't need say, "We'll go investigate the realm of darkness," and never be seen for the rest of the game. Or it'll be at the end where they're all sitting around having dinner and going, "Wow, that sure is an incredible story. Wow, that really is a great story."
A great story.
Those kids aren't in Psychonauts 2. Oh no, what's his name?
Which one?
The one with the tin hat. And he's very round. The first guy who gets his brain sucked out, who's your friend.
Dogen.
Dogen's sister is in Psychonauts 2. He has an older sister. Also, technically, his last name is Boole, and Compton Boole is one of the founders of the Psychonauts. So there's a lot of
implications.
There's a lot of lore about Dogen. But Dogen does not appear in the game, I don't think. I don't think Mr. Pokelope doesn't appear. There's specifically Tim Schafer comments. I think I told you this when we played Psychonauts 2. He made a joke about if you zoom in during that final cutscene where the ship takes off, Mr. Pokelope is sucked in one of the jet intakes. So he dies, so no, he will not be returning in future Psychonauts games.
Mr. Pokelope. The other night I was sitting there literally getting ready for bed, and I thought, what's the name of that turtle again? What's Mr. Pokelope's name?
Zorak Zero says Jacob Xehanort could have assumed Sora time traveled because he lost. Their conversation is literally about how, so Sora, you couldn't save Kairi and now you're back to do, like, he wouldn't have been able to time travel if he hadn't. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Literally, who cares?
Not me. I have that collection. I need to just play those. I need to play 1 and 2 again.
Yeah, why not?
I need to do that.
Honestly, dude, even play Birth by Sleep and Chain of Memories. Like, they're not that bad. Like, we complained a lot about the gameplay of BBS and DDD, but like they're all of them are fun video games.
Yeah.
There's not a sincerely bad game in the entire Kingdom Hearts series. If we were to do another playthrough of Dream Drop Distance, I would be so much more mellow about it because
it's all out in the open.
Yeah, between the streams and the playthrough that we did, it's like I got it out, and now I can just talk about it like a normal person and go, yeah, that part's good, that part's nice, that part works. Like I'd be they're not that bad. They're truly not that terrible of games.
They just elicit feelings.
They just provoke sensations within my heart.
They provoke black clouds in isolation. Oh no, that's only one of them.
That took me a second to catch up to that. Sorry.
It's fine.
I'm just looking if there's anything else in chat I want to address before we wrap up here for the evening. Well,
Psychonauts 2 is something else I need to. Now that we've gotten through it, but it's also like I told you, I was like, I waited how many years to play the first one. It's like I don't mind waiting a little bit longer.
But you could also just buy it, like it's out and available, and you can just purchase it.
It is, but I have other games on the lineup. I have other games on the horizon, and it would be irresponsible. See, sometimes when I'm thinking about like, man, I should get a PC, I also think about the people that have Steam and just buy a bunch of stuff on sale and never play it, and I'm like, that would be me. I would do that because I look and it's like, oh man, dude.
I try not to do that. I have purchased a few things on PlayStation recently that I haven't gotten around to yet. Again, because my mentality is like, maybe I'll stream this, so I shouldn't play it right now. And it's like, I need to let myself have fun. And let myself like enjoy myself in this world, on this bitch of an earth, as you say sometimes.
This bitch of an earth.
No, stop, Ali W. No, I refuse. No, Naminé and Shion are not girlfriends because Naminé is gonna kiss Riku. Don't bring your bad ships in here.
Listen, if you listen, go to the shipping channel of the Discord. But if it's a ship that I don't approve, you're getting permabanned. Did I ever tell you about an embarrassing encounter I had? It wasn't embarrassing for me, but it was just an embarrassing situation where it was somebody from our school that I barely talked to because he was like 2 grades below us. But we hung out a little bit, and we were chilling at a McDonald's. We were just chatting, and we were talking about anime because I was a newly minted weeaboo.
Yeah.
And he was talking about ships, and I was like, "What?" It's like shipping. I'm like, what is shipping? He's like, like a boat, like 2 characters on it, and like a set sail, and they like each other. I'm like, what? No, what are you talking about? Like I was so confused, but I was trying to be nice, but in my head I was like, what the hell are you going on about? It's like, it's like you want these 2 characters to get together, and it never clicked. I was like, what? Because in my head I was like, I mean, but if you're talking about, because in my head I was like, you're just talking about the romance genre, but he wasn't. I understand now because I'm enlightened. But back then,
you've expanded your mind.
Back then, I was just like, yeah, that's real cool. Anyway, I'm gonna go home and watch Code Geass.
See you later.
Oh, this is hilarious. I'm saying that, and in my group message, a text came down that mentioned somebody from that guy's family. It's like, these are people I've not spoken to in like 8 years. It's just brought up, and it's like, oh my gosh. It's a sign. It's a sign that we live in a simulation and everything's fake.
It's a sign that we need to wrap this stream up, probably. So, thanks for coming out, everybody. I was joking about shipping wars a second ago. We don't need to end the stream with people in the chat arguing about Kingdom Hearts ships. I'm just joking around.
They're all bad. Good day.
Honestly, there's a lot of good Kingdom Hearts ships. I have the ones that I think are the more interesting ones for writing. But I have fan art of ships that I don't personally ship. I was joking. We were talking freaking literally Naminé and Shion was just referencing. It's like visually cute because they got the white and black contrast thing going on. And honestly, I just like seeing any fan art of Shion and Naminé in outfits that aren't the black coat and the white outfit. I just want them to take care of themselves and go on a shopping spree and buy something nice. That's the main appeal of that ship to me.
The question is, do they only have one singular outfit, or do they have just multiple outfits of the same thing? That's the problem.
Who knows? Who knows?
That's the problem.
It's like joking cartoons, like where it's like Jimmy Neutron's closet opens up and it's that same T-shirt 1,000 times or whatever. Anyway, that's it. We gotta go. We gotta go. It's getting late. I want to eat some dinner, and we gotta figure out if we're watching something this evening or not. Have a good night, everybody.
Take it easy, folks.